The views and opinions expressed on this program are those of wearecolerain.com and do not necessarily represent those of Colerain High School, the Colerain Boosters, or the Colerain football program. Thanks for tuning in and enjoy tonight's broadcast. Welcome to 8801 Cheviot Road, home of the Colerain Cardinals. Tonight, your Colerain Cardinals return home after 2 weeks on the road to battle the Aviators of Sycamore. This is Chris Himanitis with wearecolerain.com, along with Mike Rourke, and that's it. We are going to break some new ground tonight to our listening audience. I am solo in the booth tonight. The Wyatts, both Brian and Brandon, are out enjoying, shall we say, some adult libations as they prepare for Brandon's upcoming nuptials. So we wish them both the best. If they're listening, Brian and Brandon, you guys have a great time tonight. Enjoy yourselves. I know that you really wanted me to be there with you guys tonight, but obviously I'm trying to, hold forward with our obligation here, and I couldn't be happier to be here at Colerain High School as the Colerain Cardinals, the 4-1 Colerain Cardinals, get ready to battle the 3-2 Sycamore Aviators here at home, looking for their 79th consecutive GMC victory. So yeah, we are a bit of a skeleton crew tonight. We still have Jason Helfrich, who'll be down on the field tonight, shooting all of the first half at least highlights. And depending on score, he may make his way up here to the second half for a little second half radio action. We don't get Jason on a lot, which is to say we hardly ever get him on, but he's going to have an opportunity maybe if the Cards have got this thing put away by the time we get to the second half to do that. If not, then of course he'll be down there giving you all the great big plays and scoring opportunities for our Cardinals all throughout the game. Those are by far our most retweeted and commented tweets throughout the course of not only tonight, but the weekend and into the following week as well. So we're eternally grateful for him. And also want to take a minute to thank Frank Elijable. Frank is someone who you guys never really ever hear about, but he is at almost every game, and he takes all of our pictures for us for the website as well as Al Gabriel. Al's not here tonight. He's on a college visit with his daughter. But give a little bit of a shout out to Frank because he's here again tonight, and he is really just a true craftsman with what he does with his photo lens. So thank you, Frank, for being here tonight, for getting pictures tonight because it's a big night. It's homecoming. You know that because if you tried to get on into Colerain by one certain entrance, you were unable to do it because you were completely locked out given the traffic, the police, all the floats and the cars and all of the homecoming court doing their thing through their parade. So pretty excited. It is an absolutely beautiful night here at Colerain High School. The heat wave is over. For those not in the listening area, this past week here in Cincinnati, we set 3 new high records on the given days. I think it was Monday, Wednesday, and Thursday, well in excess of 90 degrees each day. It was miserable. Not the case tonight. It is a balmy 70 degrees. The sun is out. There's not a cloud in the sky. It's absolutely gorgeous. And we are here getting ready to battle the Sycamore Aviators. Again, no Wyatts tonight. This is just Chris Himanitis, so a couple of other housekeeping issues. We're going to suspend the radio@wearecolerain.com email address because, quite frankly, it's Brandon's email address, and we don't know how to get into it. He wouldn't give us the password. So totally understand that. Don't need to do that because we've got the great technology tonight of having our chat room, as we do every week, on YouTube as you're watching and listening to the broadcast. We do absolutely want to hear from you. Mike has the headset on tonight. Is that the working one, Mike? Does that one work? Turn it on. Let's see if it works.
It is supposed to work.
There you go.
There you go.
There you go. There's a voice we don't ever get a chance to hear. Mike Rourke, our production engineer, who couldn't be with us last week, but he's back with us this week. Thank God, because there's no way on God's green earth that I would have been able to do all of this by myself. He does all the setup for us, does the teardown as well. Really appreciate Mike's volunteerism. And as you see the camera moving and panning, that's all Mike. So in addition to trying to read the chat room to make sure the stream is still up and running and in good shape, he's also our camera guy tonight, our single shot camera guy. So again, big shout out to Mike for all that he does as a volunteer for Colerain High School and the Colerain Boosters, and specifically for us here in the broadcast booth. So that all being said, we again encourage you to follow us on Twitter, of course, @WeAreColerain. Also, of course, on Facebook, where we have all kinds of great information. And like I said, tonight we are going to go ahead and suspend the radio @WeAreColerain. So don't email us there because we're not going to get it. We are at home, so we are going to be able to show you the game footage, which is great. because obviously without the benefit of the Wyatts, and look, they give me a lot of hassle every single week, and I give them, a little bit back. But, there's no doubt that the booth is going to be a little bit less fun and less interesting tonight without Brian and Brandon here, because they truly do offer a tremendous insight into the actual play and what's going on in the field with both their experience and their knowledge and their exposure to the Colerain football program. So what I'm going to do is my very best to kind of describe to you and talk about the players as you see them on the field. Mike will do his very best to keep the camera on the play. Can't guarantee we'll get every single one, but we'll do our very best. And hopefully you enjoy tonight's broadcast. So let's take a little bit talk about this opponent. Like we said, it is homecoming. So there's a good crowd here. We expect that we'll be announcing our homecoming king and queen at halftime. Always a special night, always a special time here during the fall at Colerain High School. So, who are we playing? We're playing the Sycamore Aviators. And the Sycamore Aviators are a team that is coached by Scott Datillo, who is an elder grad and has been at Sycamore for quite some time. He has a very good record at Sycamore. Best deepest run they made was back in 2016 when they almost, and I say almost because they quite frankly should have, beat St. Xavier in the regional final of 2016. Just lost, but they made a really good run, and he's always got a really good program at Sycamore. Of course, one of the smaller schools in the GMC, but his dudes they're well educated, they're smart, they're disciplined, they play hard, and it's always a challenge. To that point, though, Colerain has had tremendous success against Sycamore, really as they have against every team in the GMC, but specifically against Sycamore. Colerain has won 17 consecutive games against Sycamore. Sycamore, most people don't realize this, but our history with Sycamore goes way, way back. We actually have played Sycamore. They're ranked number 3 on the list of most teams, most number of times we've played any given team in our history. Of course, Oak Hills is 1, but Sycamore is 3 on that list. So Colerain all-time has a 36-8-1 record against the Sycamore Aviators. We've won 17 in a row against them and haven't lost to them since 1996. So put that in perspective. Google 1996, kids who are listening, and see what was going on in 1996, and you'll see that's how long it's been since the Cardinals have lost to the Sycamore Aviators. So much like it was the case against Middletown and Oak Hills a few weeks ago, the decided opinion here is that Colerain is probably, without a doubt, the unquestionable favorite tonight against Sycamore. But, again, with a team that is still getting their feet under them, so to speak, you just never know. With turnovers, with penalties, these things can happen, and you've got to be on guard at all times. Stadium is filling up now as all the parents are beginning to file in after seeing their kids in the homecoming parade, of course, down Springdale and up through the Woodsong subdivision. Always a special time here at Colerain High School, a tradition that goes back decades and decades. And I say decades and decades, Mike, because, I was here decades and decades ago, so I certainly remember that time. A lot of fun. So, Sycamore Aviators. Let's give them a little bit of a preview here. Again, the preview was posted early this morning on wearecolerain.com. For all of you who may not be out there, I try and get it out there every Friday morning, first thing, so you can start off your football Friday with that preview. As again, I mentioned, they are 3-2. Started off the year with 3 straight victories, and they've lost the past 2 to at Lakota West and at home versus Mason. The Mason loss was a particular stinger, I think, because Mason had not won a game at that point yet. So that was kind of a big deal. Colerain Cardinals, you can't see it now, but you'll see it as soon as Mike gets the camera around as they come around. But they're starting to head down the steps. They've got their red tops and white bottoms on tonight. 3-2, wins over Loveland, Kings, and Princeton. Losses, like I said, at Lakota West and versus Mason. So some of the players that we're going to keep an eye on tonight: junior quarterback Andrew Fear, 5'11", 180 pounds. He is taking over for Drew Altamule, who transferred to Moeller for his senior year. Running back Damir Celestine. I'm sure I'm going to mess up some names tonight, so I apologize for any Sycamore fans that may be listening. But number 10, Damir Celestin, senior running back, 5'7", 185. Also William Engel, a sophomore running back, 5'10", 184. Jordan McConnell, a senior, also a returner from last year. He's a wide receiver, leading a wide receiver for the team, 5'8", 160. And also Markel Fisher, a 6'3", 185 senior wideout. So then again, that's Fear, Celestin, Engel, McConnell, and Fisher on offense. On defense, Kai Williams, the 6'1", 237-pound defensive lineman, is going to be making some tackles for the A's tonight. Number 1, Apollo Ford, the senior at linebacker, 5'11", 192. Number 23, Giovanni Munjaye, the junior, 6'1", 192, also at linebacker. And in the secondary, we've got number 19, Jacob Tamaya, who's a 5'11", 165-pound sophomore. And number 11, Jacob Andre, a 5'8", 165-pound senior. And there are your Colerain Cardinals. The 4-1 Colerain Cardinals come in tonight after a big victory last week on the road at Middletown. Multiple players rushing for well over 100 yards, our player of the game. We didn't get a chance to see him because it's always difficult on the road to do our player of the game, but they are going to get their T-shirts at some point this year. We're going to make sure they get it with Jalen Thomas. Really stepped up last week, had 174 yards rushing. MJ Flowers had his second consecutive 100-plus yard performance from the fullback position. Of course, Freddie Johnson leads the offense at quarterback. Hamza Abdul Wahid also in the backfield, and of course, anchoring the offensive line is Aish Ehrenschwender. On defense, number 49, Donovan Owens, the senior defensive lineman, and the junior, Dante Corleone, 6'1", 285, who just picked up his second offer from the he got one today from the University of Akron and picked up one earlier in the season from the University of Cincinnati. Michael Best at linebacker, Elijah Ford at linebacker, and Deshaun Pace, the senior, committed to Cincinnati in the backfield, in the secondary. Those are your defensive players to watch for the Colerain Cardinals. So we're getting ready to get started here. Again, I said it is a beautiful evening here at Colerain. The crowds are beginning to file in a little bit. These Sycamore Aviators are in their white tops and green bottoms with yellow helmets. One of only two teams, interesting little tidbit here, one of only two teams in the GMC who do not have a white helmet. 8 of the 10 teams have a white helmet. There are only 2 that do not. It is the Sycamore Aviators and, for a fact, the Princeton Vikings are the other team that also do not have white helmets. So, getting ready to get started, the Colerain Cardinals did win the toss, and they elected to defer. So they will start off on defense, kicking the ball off to the Sycamore Aviators. A little bit of a breeze tonight, actually, a little windy. Looks like it's going, as you're looking at the field, really from the visitor stands to the home stands, blowing across the field. Could you not, couldn't figure out how to get that off, huh? Oh, it's not on? Beautiful. Excellent. All right, we're getting ready to get underway. Excuse me. Cameron Knott gets under it. There's a swirling kick. Look at that. Bounces at about the 15. Taken back up to the 15, the 20, looking for some room. There's some hole in the middle. Defense collapses, makes a tackle just before the 35-yard line. And that's where the Colerain defense will start off the evening against this Aviator offense again. Oh, it's a roster. Look at that. I don't.
Yeah, the stat guys just gave that to us.
Nice. All right, well, we'll keep that here. I don't need it. And again, I mentioned those other things that Mike's got going on, but he's also, again, going to try and collect halftime scores at halftime because we'll still do our stats and scores at halftime. That's normally a Wyatt operation, but we'll try and do it tonight. All right, Andrew Fear, under center. Let me flip this over here and get to my, there we go. There's my starting line. Number 22, Jordan McConnell in the slot. Andrew Fear in the backfield. Number 2 in motion. That's KJ Stalin. We've already got whistles. Looks like it's going to be false start against the Aviators. Boy, you know what? I sure hope the Wyatts are listening tonight, even for a little bit, because I'm going to screw up so many things, and they're going to be like, oh, God, I can't believe he did that, blah, 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 blah. I do miss him, though. It's a little strange not being in here. It almost feels like it's almost kind of like a professional booth, you know what I mean? You know, we're not dealing with their antics. All right, now, first down and 15, snaps back. There's the pass out to number 24. Catch is made and immediately tackled on the edge by number 10 for the Colerain Cardinals. Excuse me, that's Sean Williamson on the tackle. How do I not have, oh, that's because I'm looking at the, there we go, we're good. Yep, all good. Sean Williamson, 6 foot, 160-pound junior. Lots of youth in the secondary for the Cardinals. A lot of attention paid on number 3, Deshaun Pace. But there's a lot of youth back there, too. Deshaun is a senior, but most everyone else back there is a junior. We've even got, I think, a sophomore starting out there. So here we go. Second down. Drops back, pass out, makes one man miss. Good catch. Take it up. Going to be about a 2-yard gain on the play, so it's going to be third down and about 6. McConnell on the reception.
I'm glad you're not counting on me for much help because I can hardly tell what's going on through this little screen.
You focus on getting our viewers a good picture. I'll focus on describing what they can't see, which isn't much. I mean, they can see it, right? That's a great thing.
Yeah.
That's the nice thing about them being gone today, where we get a chance to show the actual game. So I don't have to describe too much here. except we'll certainly I'll focus on down and distance and score and things like that because we don't have the scoreboard on tonight. So
God, I can't imagine trying to run that also.
3rd down and 6. There's a pass across the middle, and it's caught by number 24. It is complete up to the 50-yard line. It's going to be a first down for the Sycamore Aviators. Nice pocket protection by the Sycamore Aviators offensive line. Let's give them a shout out. Trey Bell, Kyle Heaton, Rashawn Newbold Thomas, Matt Decker, and Eric Buffington. This offensive lineman gave number 15, Andy Fear, just enough time to find 24, the room that he needed. Markel Fisher, he's their big receiver at 6'3", to pick up a first down for the Aviators. They're now at the 50-yard line, 1st and 10. No score here early in the first quarter. You can hear that wind howling a little bit. There's a handoff across the middle. Number 49 is all over that. That is the big defensive tackle, Donovan Owens, 6'2", 225-pound senior, tackling the tailback for a 1-yard gain. They're going to give him 2 yards on that, actually, so it'll be 2nd down and 8. Sycamore, obviously, is a team, and I've already started to show it here a little bit early, but they are the number 1 ranked passing offense in the GMC. I don't know if that says more about passing in the GMC or more about the fact that they just are not big fans of running the football. Snap is back out of the shotgun. 15 drops back, looks the pass, throws it once again, and it is incomplete. Close was number 24, Fisher, on that catch, but unfortunately came out of his hands and hit the turf. He tried to sell it, but couldn't quite do it. It'll be 3rd down and long upcoming for the Sycamore Aviators.
Well, I see we do have Brandon at least checking in.
Oh, is he?
Here in the chat room. Yes, he says Chris knows nothing.
Of course I don't. Let's also remember he's probably 2 or 3 sheets to the wind at this point. Here we go, 3rd down and 8 for the Aves. Snap is back. Pressure by the Cardinals. They send 4. Passes over the middle, and it is caught by number 22 all the way down to the Colerain 36-yard line. Nice presence by Andrew Fear in the pocket. He absolutely has no fear and delivers that ball right over the middle for another Aviator first down. So you know what the best part about today is, Mike? I'm going to give all kinds of ridiculous puns and wordplay, and I don't have to worry about anybody yelling at me about it because those guys will be all over me.
They'll yell at you in the chat room.
That's fine. They can yell in the chat room. 1st down and 10 for the Aviators. Moving on this Colerain defense. Fear drops back, passes it again, and it is caught. Immediately tackled on the far side of the field, but it's going to be a 4, possibly 5-yard pickup. Jordan McConnell on the catch. I'm sorry. Nope. Let me catch that one more time. Are these both rosters? Nope. That's just ours. Let me get him that proper credit. That was number 4, Nate Clark, that caught that. All right, so 2nd down and 6 on the scoreboard. No score here early in the first quarter. 8 minutes and 10 seconds to go here. Just getting started here on homecoming night at Colerain High School. Snap it back. Fake handoff, actually did hand it off to number 22 who got it, and he got hit by number 29 but stays on his feet. Number 29 needs to wrap him up and bring him down. He would have been tackled short of the first down. As a result, number 22, that was Jordan McConnell, kept going, stayed on his feet, picked up another first down. So the Aviator offense having tremendous success here on this opening drive, moving the football against the GMC's number 3 ranked defense of our Colerain Cardinals. Outside of that tough pass in the left flat, they've caught everything thrown their way. Fear, I'm guessing, has been doing this all season long. Takes it, drops it, tries to keep it himself. Fear the ball carrier. Just a little quarterback keep there. It's going to pick up about 1 yard on the play. 2nd down and 9. Xander Kindle on the tackle for the Colerain Cardinals.
1 yard pickup, 2nd down, 9.
Xander Kindle, another one of those juniors, 5'11", 220 pounds, playing weak side linebacker. So here we go. 2nd down and 9, ball on the Colerain 24-yard line. Fear drops back, got time, looks the pass. He gets hit as he throws it, and it is incomplete. So no doubt, pressure being put on by the big nose tackle there, as well as Dante Corleone, caused that throw to be just a little short. And as a result, we've got a 3rd down and long now. Big play for the Colerain defense. they've got a chance to maybe get out of here with just a long field goal attempt. Fear in the backfield, along with Jordan McConnell, lined up at tailback. 2 wide receivers to the top, 1 to the bottom, short side of the field. In the shotgun. Snap is back, he takes it. Oh, he pitches it to nobody. He thought McConnell was behind him. McConnell vacated the backfield, and Fear let it go. Smart enough to fall on top of it, save the possession. Somebody misread something there, but that's a huge loss all the way back to the 33-yard line, where it'll be 4th down and 18. That just took them, I think, Mike, right out of field goal range. So
yeah, I think they're going to go for it here, it looks like.
Yeah, so 4th and 18. Obviously, the GMC's #1 ranked passing offense has no problem doing it. I mean, look, you're on the road, you're at Colerain. It's 4th and 18, but I mean, if you get a long pass, maybe you can get it. They got to move quickly, though. Play clock reads 5. Snap is back. Fear's got it, and it's a punt. Smart move. He kicks it to the corner, takes a Sycamore bounce, unbelievably stays in bounds, and is going to be stopped inside the 10-yard line all the way down to the 6. And that's where the Colerain offense will take over. Well, it may not have been pretty on that first series, but no points scored. The defense, I guess, holds as Andrew Fear dropped back and tried to pitch the ball to no one. And the Cardinals were able to prevent any scoring on that first series. So now it'll be up to the Colerain offense against this Sycamore defense to try and put some points on the board. This offense has been a bit of a work in progress all year as players are kind of learning their roles, learning where they fit, learning who's going to succeed at what positions. And, you know, you don't want to peak in week 5. You don't want to peak in week 6. You want to be ready to go at the end of the season, and they're well on their path to that. So Lawson Sandusky in the backfield now with a stutter start. Who else we've got in the backfield? Number 9, MJ Flowers at fullback. And, of course, the junior, Freddie Johnson, number 1, in at quarterback under center. Takes the ball, fakes the handoff, keeps it himself, tries to run through the middle. Well defended by the Sycamore Aviators offense. There was just a real muck there in the middle of the line. Couldn't find a hole, except enough to pick up 2 yards, so it'll be 2nd down and 8.
2-yard pickup, 2nd down 8.
Mike, I'm going to leave shout-outs from the chat room to you, okay? So after a score at a timeout, if you want to give some people some love.
I will do that.
We would love to hear from you. Again, if you're listening, we'd love to hear from you, where you are and where you're listening from, especially if you're a grad. Oh, we've got whistles. That was a pitch intended for Jalen Thomas, but it's going to be a false start against the Cardinals. So they're going to lose the 2 yards they picked up and 3 behind the line of scrimmage. It'll be 2nd down and 13 now.
He's 2nd down 13.
I think the Wyatts are checking in more than anybody else.
Look, I mean, when you do...
we do have Buddy Campbell checking in here.
Outstanding. Back to the line are the Colerain Cardinals. 2nd down and 13. No score. 5:18 to go here in the opening quarter. There goes Sandusky in motion. Freddie Johnson's got it. Keeps it. He's going to run through. He's got some running room. Gets out past the 10-yard line up to the 12. So good run for Freddie Johnson. It's going to be 3rd down and manageable now. Made, I think, the right read on that by not pitching it to Lawson Sandusky. He found a hole, picked up 8 yards on the play. It'll be 3rd down and 4 for the Cardinals deep in their own territory. We've got a officials timeout. Anybody else?
Let's see. Who else we have?
Who else have we got in the chat room?
We have Tim Rigabar.
Absolutely.
Checking in from, I don't know, maybe he's in Columbus here.
Fantastic.
And Steve Street.
There you go. Tim, Steve, thanks for tuning in. Appreciate it. Hope you're enjoying the broadcast. There will come a point for everyone in the broadcast, and it'll be early in the game because who knows what the score will be like later. But you absolutely will hear me plug for the Colerain Boosters, so be ready for it. Because without them, this doesn't happen. Here we go, 3rd down and 4. Tight formation for the Cardinals. They take it, run, left, trying to pick up the 1st down, and they're going to be close. Look at you, double duty.
Well, yeah, I'm watching because our Wi-Fi just kind of dropped out for just a moment, but it's back. It does that on occasion.
Yeah, just as a reminder, if you do have any connection issues or we have any connection issues and the screen freezes or whatnot, just refresh your browser. Should get it back, no problem. That was a penalty flag. I can't believe they didn't throw it. Neutral zone infraction. MJ Flowers with the carry all the way up to the 25-yard line. So good run on first down for the sophomore, MJ Flowers, who's really come into his own the past couple of weeks, as we mentioned, rushing for over 100 yards the past 2 games. They did have the tank package in on that play as well. 5 Mike Best, 49 Dante Corleone in to help kind of open that line up a little bit, get a little bit more beef up front for some running lanes. All right, now here we go, I formation. Second down and 1. It's a handoff again over the middle, this time to Jalen Thomas. He's got it, picks up enough for the first down, up to the 35-yard line. Jalen Thomas absolutely on fire last week. He's going to have to come out as his helmet came off his head. But he was on fire last week, 174 yards rushing against the Middletown Middies. He's a senior. He brings a level of strength, speed, decision-making to the field that some of the younger players just haven't gotten yet just because they're just not old enough yet. They don't have enough varsity experience. So very fortunate to have someone like JT on the field for the Cardinals on offense and defense, as he definitely plays double duty. There's a fake handoff, pitch to Lawson Sandusky. He tries to take it around the end. Good and well defended by the Sycamore Aviators on the edge. No gain on the play. It'll be second down. In fact, they may even mark him for a yard loss.
Loss of 1 brings up.
Yep, loss of 1. It'll be second down and 11 at their own 34-yard line. Again, no score now. Under 3 minutes to go in this game. Hey guys, look, this game's going to go quickly. There's not going to be a whole lot of possessions. This game is going to move quickly. As long as the penalties stay off the field, then this will be a quick-moving game. Temperatures really beginning to drop. It absolutely is a fall night here in Cincinnati. Absolutely amazing. 5 seconds left on the play clock. Jalen Thomas in motion. There's a speed pitch the other way now. Once again to Lawson Sandusky. He tries to pick up more yards, and once again the Sycamore defense is there, and they put a stop to it. No gain on the play. Third down and 10. They are going to give him up to the 35, so just about a 1-yard gain. Either way, it's third down and 10. Haven't seen a pass attempt yet. Beavers out. Avante Scales in the shotgun now, Freddie Johnson. Getting his read from the sideline. Not sure which coach is the hot read tonight. Need to snap that ball. That's exactly what they do. Freddie Johnson takes it, cuts it back inside. Not much there at all, and the Cardinals are going to be forced to punt. Excellent series defensively for the Sycamore Aviators as they stop Colerain cold on 3 straight rush attempts, 1 to the left, 1 to the right, and then 1 right up the middle. This is a team that I'm going to go back and double check it here real quick. Don't want to be misquoted on it. This is a team, the Sycamore Aviators, who held the Princeton Vikings to 13 points. They beat them 16-13 back in week 2, so they absolutely can play defense. There's no doubt about it. The snap back to Lawson Sandusky. He takes it. It's a low line drive and it bounces. Takes a bit of a Colerain bounce, goes back down further into Sycamore territory, down inside the 25-yard line, and that's where Sycamore will take over for their second series on offense of the game. Take a minute here to remind all of you who are listening that no matter where you are and no matter when you graduated, you absolutely can be and should be a member of the Colerain Boosters. We encourage you to join at any level that you are comfortable with, and there are many levels. For as little as $25, you can become a friend of Colerain and donate. Simply go to the webpage, go under the More menu. You'll see an entire menu of options for the Colerain Boosters, and one of them is join the Boosters. Click on that link, and you'll see all your options there. Cannot tell you how much in these times being a friend of Colerain and a Colerain Booster is needed. There's a handoff right up to middle. Well defensed by the Colerain Cardinals. No gain on that. I'm sure the defense, as is the case in every game, right? You got to have to feel out your opponent offensively and defensively, and I'm sure the defense learned a lot about the Sycamore Aviators offense on that first series. And coming out here, want to make a statement because they got marched down the field on. They converted 3 first down plays, did the Sycamore Aviators on their first series. And this defense, I'm sure, wants to do everything they can to make sure that does not happen again. Snap back, Fear's got it, looking to pass. It is complete and immediately tackled out on the edge. Let's see who gets up from that tackle. That is number 29 for the Colerain Cardinals who made that tackle. Incorrectly called Brian Beavers, but it was not. That was actually Kenny Willis, a 6 foot, 155-pound sophomore. That brings the first quarter to an end. Just like that, it's Sycamore 0, Colerain 0 here at the end of the first quarter. Just to expand a little bit more about joining the Colerain Boosters, it's super easy to do. You can do it right online. You can use PayPal or a credit card, whatever you like, and you can set up payments that can last over time. You can make one-time payments, whatever's convenient for you. But again, hundreds and hundreds, and that's not hyperbole, hundreds and hundreds of kids benefit every single year from the booster organization, and it takes so little to help because, believe me, $25 goes a tremendous way when you've got all the graduates of Colerain High School that are out there listening to our broadcast and who think fondly back to their times here at Colerain High School and for what the boosters could do for them, whether they were in band, whether they were on stage, whether they played a sport, whether they were in key club, chess team, academic team, whatever they did. If there's any extracurricular organization or sport organization that needs money, they know they can go to the boosters and ask and get what they need in order to provide for the kids of our community, and that's what's important. And not just here at Colerain High School, but Colerain Middle School and White Oak Middle School also have the opportunities every single year to benefit from the generosity of the Colerain High School Booster Association. So again, head to the website, and under the More menu, you'll see an entire sub-menu for the Colerain Boosters. Join the Boosters today. All right, start of the second quarter. No score here at Colerain High School between the Sycamore Aviators and the Colerain Cardinals. Colerain only touching the ball for one series in that first quarter. Sycamore now only has it for their second of the game. So again, the clock is moving quickly tonight. Possessions will be at a premium. 3rd down and 7. Fear drops back, looks at the pass, has got plenty of time, a little bit of pressure over the middle, and it is tipped and fell incomplete. Number 4, that was Brandon Sinclair on the tip. So the defense forces a punt for the second time tonight. Deshaun Pace will step back, line up. It looks like he's lining up at his 50-yard line. Get the punt from Sycamore. Should put the Cardinals in good field position. Deshaun has already returned one punt this year for a touchdown. That was back against St. Xavier back in week 2. Colerain's only loss on the season, 21-14 to the Bombers. Oh, got flags.
Penalty flag.
Give it a minute to see what the call is here. They're pointing to Colerain, but I'm not sure. It's going to be a false start against the Aviators. It's going to push them back 5 yards to turn a 4th and 7 into a 4th and 12.
Fourth and 12.
All right, snap is back. Fear's got it, and it's a punt, and it's not a good one. He shanks it, and he shanked it badly. That ball, the original line of scrimmage was the 21-yard line, and they're going to mark it off at the 38-yard line. So that is a 17-yard punt by the Sycamore Aviators. Certainly not what they wanted. Andrew Fear doing the punting tonight. Let me double-check the depth chart to see if that's what if they gave me that. Starting defense, starting offense. They didn't give me any kickers. I don't have those, unfortunately. So make a note.
They may not have a kicker.
Well, I obviously it's Andrew Fear. It's the starting quarterback. Not uncommon, you know. You get that dual ability of a quarterback to both be able to punt and or run the offense. Freddie Johnson under center. There's a handoff to Jalen Thomas. Cuts it up. Gets past the 35-yard line. Still on his feet. Down to the 30. Still on his feet. Gets pushed out of bounds on the far side of the field. Again, that's the kind of strength that you expect to see from a senior leader. They're going to mark him out of bounds, I think, at the 29-yard line. So picked up 9 yards on that run. Did Jalen Thomas. So it'll be 2nd down and 1. I think when it's all said and done, Jalen Thomas is going to settle in as probably the premier running back in this offense in terms of the pitches and and in that spot. He's lined up at wingback again along with Lawson Sandusky. No Shannon Murray yet or Hamza Abdul-Wahid that we've seen. So once again, we've got flags here and a false start. The Aviators were pointing out something on the Colerain offensive line. I kind of feel like they sold that one a little bit, but good for them. It's a 5-yard loss for the Cardinals on the penalty. So 9-yard gain by JT cut in half. It's now 2nd down and 6. It's a handoff to MJ Flowers. He takes it. He's going to get it back up to the 31-yard line, where it'll be 3rd down.
We did have Mark Strong check in here in the chat room, and then he sent me a message. I think possibly the sign-up button is not working.
Really? Is that right? The booster sign-up? Well, that is unacceptable. We will absolutely get into that and check that and make sure it works. I may do that at halftime. 3rd down and 3 for the Colerain Cardinals here in the 2nd quarter. 11 minutes to go, just underway here in the 2nd quarter. No score, 0-0 between Sycamore and Colerain. There's a handoff once again, a nice little pop through the middle. MJ Flowers, the ball carrier, and he's going to have enough for the 1st down to the 27-yard line. Move those chains, Cardinals. Move those chains.
No.
Is good for another Colerain 1st down. Ball resting on the Sycamore 27-yard line.
While you're checking that membership button, I know you're not fond of score updates, but it is Fairfield 7-0 over Lakota East.
You can't help yourself, can you?
I can't.
That's a big game in the GMC. The Fairfield Indians taking on Lakota East. Here we go, 1st down. Oh, got more flags, more whistles. Nope. Timeout, Colerain. Didn't see something they like on that defense, so they will stop the clock with 10:16 to go here in the 1st half. No score between Sycamore and Colerain. I expect this to be a low-scoring game. I don't think that we're going to see 30, 40 points by either team. I think the first team to 21 may win this game.
And I need your help. I've got 7 grandchildren in the Northwest Local School District. Help me give them the opportunity I was given, a quality education. Please vote November 5th. Thank you.
Yeah, I just got a message here from Lisa in the chat room. She asked if we could zoom out a little bit to see the play a little better.
Yeah.
Try to get kind of a balance between how much I zoom in, because you can't tell what's going on, versus you can't see the rest of the field. So it's kind of a delicate balance with one camera.
And we appreciate the feedback. Hey, look, ESPN's got nothing on us. You can't chat ESPN and tell them to move around their cameras. You know what they'll tell you, but we certainly can. Certainly want to make this the best viewing experience that we can, if not the best auditory experience. There's another. Freddie Johnson keeps it again. Well played by the Sycamore defense. That was number 25 on that carry. Let's give him a little bit of props on that excellent tackle in the backfield. That was Kai Williams, the defensive lineman for the Sycamore Aviators. It's now 2nd down and 9. Sycamore, a middling team defensively. They're 6th overall in the GMC, and I think 7th overall in points allowed, 6th overall in total yards allowed per game, and 7th overall in total points allowed per game. But they've shown really well tonight. They've come prepared to play against these Colerain Cardinals on offense. They've got everybody within 8 yards of that line of scrimmage. 2nd down and 9. Drops back. There's a little pass out to the side. Once again, Jalen Thomas has got it. He's still on his feet. Makes 3 or 4 guys miss. He gets it inside the 10-yard line. Another 1st down for the Colerain Cardinals. Knocking on the door to the land of 6. Jalen Thomas is a special athlete as a senior. I'm not sure what his offer list is. I mean, he's not a high Division I player, but he absolutely should be playing on Saturday somewhere next fall if he so chooses. He runs hard. He's smart. He plays well. He's a good guy to have out there. So it'll be 1st down and goal at the 5-yard line for the Colerain Cardinals. In the shotgun now, Freddie Johnson takes it. He's going to look to keep it himself, and he's going to get back to the line of scrimmage because once again, number 1 and number 23 for the Sycamore Aviators, that's the linebacker Apollo Ford, and Giovanni Munjane, the junior linebacker, also come in and make the tackle. So they're doing what they need to do defensively to slow this Colerain unit down. It's a good test for the Cardinals here in the middle of the season, week 6, because they've got to get this offense ratcheted up a little bit, because we're not that far away from looking at some teams that are going to put some serious points on the board, regardless of how good our defense is. And of course, I'm hinting at Fairfield in week 10, who, quite frankly, and I don't remember the last time I said this, but they appear to be the favorite in this conference. They are absolutely loaded. Defensively, they're fantastic, and offensively, they've got Jaton McLean. So there's Freddie Johnson, takes it around the side. He looks like he's got an angle. He tries to cut it back in. He's into the end zone. Touchdown, Cardinals! Freddie Johnson, the junior quarterback, takes it around left end, cuts inside, takes it into the land of 6. The Cardinals are up 6-0 with 8:26 to go in the first half. Extra point pending. I like the idea of moving side to side on this defense. Have not had a tremendous amount of success up the middle. As we said in pregame, smart, disciplined Sycamore team. They always are. Scott Totillo does a great job at Sycamore coaching his boys up. So it's going to be difficult. Got to spread them out a little bit. Snap is back, hold is down, kick is up by Cameron, and kick is good. So, with 8:26 to go in the first half, your Colerain Cardinals strike first and lead the Sycamore Aviators here at homecoming 7-0. Just as a reminder, during halftime, we will step away. Now, we will put the camera on the field so that we can show off the band and their performance, as well as I'm presuming that there'll be some homecoming activities, as there typically are during halftime. So we'll get all of that so everybody can check that out and see all the young men and young women in their pomp and circumstance getting ready for homecoming, and all those that were in the court. And, of course, we'll crown a king and queen of homecoming tonight as well. And then we will come back later on in the intermission, or halftime as it were, probably with about 5 to 7 minutes left, and we'll have some stats from the first half, as well as scores from around the city, which Mike will feverishly start looking up as soon as we go to halftime, because he can't do it now because he's running the broadcast, checking the chat room, and moving the camera. Ball lined up at the 40 for Cameron Ott. He's not put the ball in the end zone a lot. Kind of kicking into the wind. There's a pooch kick. It's going to drop. And ball's on the ground, and the Cardinals recover. The up man came up. Get a number on him. That was I think it was number 8 that came up. He was an up man and just didn't quite get underneath the ball. Bounced right off of his hands, and he didn't quickly get up to cover it, and the Cardinals up man came up, jumped on it, and now the offense is going to be back on the field already in the red zone with an opportunity to score again. Special teams gaff by the Aviators. Huge opportunity for the Cardinals. Whoops. Again, as I mentioned earlier, I think possessions are going to be at a premium tonight. So this is a huge opportunity for the Cardinals. They can find a way to get back on the board, up 7-0 with 8:22 to go here in the first half. Freddie Johnson drops back the pass. He throws it over the middle and well over the intended target, number 16 for the Colerain Cardinals, Isaiah Meyer, the 6'4", 170-pound wide receiver, who's a sophomore. He's a big boy, and I tell you, he's got multiple stars written all over him, but he is, as they say, a babe. A 15-year-old, 6'4" wide receiver. He's got lots of growing to do, and although he could have been 8'4", he wasn't going to catch that one. Not a good pass by Freddie Johnson. Second down and 10. There's a handoff to Jalen Thomas, and he takes it right up the middle. And once again, the Sycamore Aviators are there to stop it. And now you're looking at a 3rd and 10. Again, as much as we like to see us try and pass the ball, sometimes it's prudent just to run and do what we do, because now we're looking at a 3rd and 11, actually. They're going to mark him as losing a yard on that play. That'll just look like a straight handoff right up the middle. At some point, I hope to say that a play is an end around when really it's a jet sweep. Brandon gets on me all the time for that. We haven't run an end around in 20 years, probably. There we go. Freddie Johnson fakes the pitch, drops back. He's got plenty of time, looking for an open receiver. Good coverage down the field by the Sycamore Aviators. Nothing was available. Freddie did right by holding on to it, giving Cameron Ott a chance to kick a field goal because that was just blanket coverage by the DBs of the Aviators. So 4th down and 11. Did not lose any yards on that play. Ball is lined up on the 21-yard line. So this will be a 38-yard attempt, again with kind of swirling winds here, lined up on the left hash mark. This is not an easy kick. Snap is back, hold is down, kick is up. It's got the length. Is it through? It certainly is. Cameron Ott with the 38-yard field goal, and with 6:57 left to go in the first half, it's your Colerain Cardinals 10, your Sycamore Aviators 0. So maybe not a touchdown, but certainly good to put points on the board after the special teams gaffe by the Aviators, whose up man just dropped the kickoff, couldn't quite come up with it. The Cardinals did put 3 more on the board. And I'm online right now. I'm going to go to the front page here. I'm going to click on my menu because we got news, as I was talking before, about joining the boosters and how incredibly important and meaningful it is. And I mean, let's be honest. I mean, it just makes you feel good too, right? Because it does. It absolutely does. You're helping out kids who, many of these kids and the school district as a whole, funding for extracurricular activities, all kinds, have been on the decline for the past probably 25 years. And when you have an opportunity to give back, you absolutely should try to if you can. Of course, we're very appreciative to what anyone can do. So I just clicked on it online. I didn't have any problem with it at all. I opened it up on my mobile phone. So I'm not sure what's going on there, but try refreshing and see if you can see it. There's Cameron Ott again with a pooch kick, and it is caught. Fair catch. Or no, he didn't call a fair catch. That's very dangerous, but taken inside the 35-yard line by the Aviators. That's where they'll take over, 1st down and 10. I didn't see him signal a fair catch, so that's pretty dangerous on the sideline. He kind of caught it and just stood there as if to say, well, I'm not going to run, so don't tackle me. Just kind of a reminder, again, for different levels of booster support. Again, you can give a one-time payment and become a friend of Colerain for just $25, and you can make donations all the way up to $4,000 as a one-time payment, or $1,000 a year for 4 years, billed annually. Anything over $25, starting, believe it or not, even as low as $100, you can spread that out over 4 years. So they make it very affordable for you to make a difference in the lives of the Colerain youth. Flags before the play gets off. Another false start. False starts are being given out like cookies this week. Some reference in the news earlier about people giving out things like cookies. Did you catch that, Mike?
I did not. Given out, no, I did not.
We'll leave politics out of the broadcast tonight. 2nd down and 15 for the Aviators, trailing 10-0 to the Colerain Cardinals here in the second quarter. Just under 7 minutes left to go in the first half. This game is going to move by quickly. Andrew Fear in the backfield, empty backfield, drops back, looks to pass. Good pressure by the offensive line. Ball drops. It is tipped up in the air, but unfortunately the Colerain Cardinals couldn't get there to pick it out of the air. Andrew Fear, once again, having no fear, staying in that pocket and delivering a good pass, just bounced off the hands of his intended receiver, falling harmlessly to the turf. It'll be 2nd down and 15 for the Aviators. That's a good angle, Mike. Well done. Andrew's got a little bit of help back there now. It's number 10 for the Aviators, Damir Celestine. Celestine? He's back there as a blocker. Kind of rolls out, looks to get a pass. Fear's going to keep it. He's going to lower his shoulder pads and barrel over a Cardinal, but he's going to get tackled short of the original line of scrimmage. Does pick up about 4 yards on the play, so 3rd down and 11 forthcoming for the Aviators.
Along with L.T. Johnson.
L.T. Johnson on the tackle. Big nose tackle for the Colerain Cardinals. This is definitely a transition for this Colerain team. I mean, it's hard to say we're ever down. We don't really ever get down, but there are some years where you're just a little bit more lean, and after coming off of a state championship appearance, it's not unexpected. Snap is back to Fear. There's pressure up the middle. He's going to elude all that pressure, stay on his feet, try and get enough for the first down, and unfortunately for him, he is sandwiched right in the middle of the play by number 8 and number 4. A couple of safeties that step up to make the tackle. That's Brandon Sinclair and Xander Kendall, the linebacker, who make the tackle. We do have a Colerain Cardinal down just outside the 35-yard line, so we're going to quickly pause here. Hopefully he's all right. It'll be 4th down and 7 when we return to action for Sycamore.
We did have a couple people asking about the Lakota West score. They are up on Oak Hill 7-0.
Why would people be asking about the Lakota West score?
I do not know.
Who cares about Lakota West? I don't care about Lakota West. I have zero interest. You know, my interest is right here on this field, where the Colerain Cardinals look to extend their already breaking their own record GMC winning streak to 79 games. If they can find a way to beat these Sycamore Aviators here on homecoming night.
Well, while we have the injury, I guess we can say Harrison 7, Talawanda 7. And Princeton Middletown, it's nothing, 0-0. Let's see, look for some more GMC scores. Hamilton over Mason 7-0. And Fairfield and Lakota East tied at 7. And as we said, Lakota West over Oak Hill 7-0.
Do you remember how we talked in the pregame about you not giving scores until
well, you know, there's an injury. What are we going to do?
I know, right? Brandon can't help it either. He does the same thing.
We can check the chat room, too.
We can check it on the chat room.
Oh, well, okay.
Talk to some people. What's going on in the chat room? That was number 5, Michael Best.
They're asking for updates on Fairfield game.
Who are these? Why are they asking for updates on the Fairfield game?
And they are asking, how are the JV and freshman teams doing this year? So maybe you can touch on that later.
That's a great question. Yeah, absolutely. We can absolutely talk about the JV and the freshman team. There was no freshman game this week, I don't believe, because I don't think Sycamore has a freshman team, which is, I think, 2 weeks in a row the freshman team have not played the GMC team that the varsity team played because of a lack of freshmen. The dwindling football numbers are happening. It is a real thing, folks. It's not made up. Michael Best gets himself on the trainer's table. There's a kick by number 15, Fear, kicks it out of bounds. Punting is the kicker, or is the quarterback. Doubling as the punter. Let's see where they're going to take over possession and where they're going to mark it. 1st down and 10 for the Cardinals at their own 30. Come on, put it down. We're going to put it down. Looks like they're going to put it down at the 30. Waiting on a football. Maybe the 34-yard line, we'll call it. Watch him put it at the 33. Daggone, he put it on the 33. 5:29 left to go here in the opening half. Colerain up 10-0 on Sycamore. Defense doing a good job after that opening series where Sycamore marched the ball down the field. Had an opportunity to score and just kind of gave it away. There's a handoff up the middle, all the way up to the 40-yard line. Good read by Freddie Johnson. As he had a defensive lineman on him immediately, he handed that ball off to MJ Flowers, and he took it up to the 40-yard line. So 7-yard run for the sophomore on 1st down. 2nd down and 3 for the Cardinals. Boy, that is wide. You got everybody in that angle. If they run wide, it's good. Freddie Johnson under center. There's a pitch out again to Jalen Thomas. He's going to make 2 men miss. I'll tell you what, he's just a big, strong man. That's what he is. He blew right through 2 arm tackles, takes the ball deep into Sycamore territory, all the way down to the 46-yard line, where it's a 1st down for the Colerain Cardinals. That's the 2nd time they've run that little pitch out wide to the right-hand side for Freddie Johnson, being a left-handed quarterback. It's a natural throw for him, and it's easy to complete. 2 for 2 on it tonight. There's a handoff once again up the middle. Flowers is going to get about 2 yards on that carry. Now again, people say, why do you just keep running it up the middle when you're not getting anything? Well, again, the triple option offense is one where you want to run the ball, and it's based off of that fullback, right? You want to soften up the middle of that line, and you're setting up something, just like you saw before with JT on that wide throw. You can run wide once you start seeing those linebackers and safeties pinch in a little bit. There's a pitch back to Jalen Thomas, and that is well defended by the Sycamore Aviators, and he's going to lose yards. That is one play this year that has not worked for Colerain. Freddie Johnson, when he pitches the ball, he pitches it very deep. And the idea there, I think, and if Brandon was here, he'd tell me I'm wrong. But the idea there is, as you're trying to give your blockers time to get out, your wide receivers and your pulling guards to get out and create some lanes and open up some holes, and then as the trailing tailback, you have an opportunity to see it and take it. But the problem with that is you're pitching the ball backwards behind the line of scrimmage 6 to 7 yards deep. And if those blocks don't materialize, then all of a sudden you find yourself behind the line of scrimmage in a losing yard situation, which is where they are now, 3rd down and 11. Freddie Johnson trying to make something happen, taking it around, making all kinds of guys miss. He's going to be very close to the first down. Freddie Johnson taking it around right end all by himself, calling his own number, getting it down to the, we'll call it the Sycamore 37-yard line. It's going to be 4th down. On comes the tank package for the Colerain Cardinals. Again, these are the big boys from defense and other places, and they're going to try and push this Sycamore defense enough to get 1 yard. It's 4th down. Cardinals up 10-0. Under 3 minutes to go here in the opening half. This game has flown by. There's the handoff to MJ Flowers. He takes it around the side. He's going to have enough for the first down, down to the 30, out of bounds. It's another first down for the Colerain Cardinals. It's a hard play to stop when you run it effectively. And as MJ Flowers, again, only a sophomore, gets more comfortable at that fullback position, he's going to become really dangerous. Listed on the roster is 6'1", 185 pounds. Again, as a sophomore, really anxious to see him develop over the rest of this season and his junior and senior years as well. First down and 10 for the Cardinals. Do have 2 timeouts remaining. Freddie Johnson takes it and runs it around left end looking for some room. He's going to pick up some positive yards. Freddie Johnson takes it down to about the 22-yard line. It'll be 2nd down. Hamza Abdul? No, we haven't seen Hamza out there yet. Who was? Yep. Nope. For those of you who asked on the website, or excuse me, in the chat room about the senior, Hamza Abdul Wahid, we have not seen him tonight. Now, I've not looked down on the sideline to see if he's there. Could be nursing an injury, but as I said earlier in the broadcast, it's that time of year, and I got this, this info from offensive coordinator Tyler Williams last week on the field before the game against Middletown, where they are trying different things. I mean, they're experiencing, they're putting different guys in different roles, and Hams is a senior, and he's one of those guys where they kind of know what he is, right? They've seen enough of him. He was a backup tailback all last year as a junior. They kind of know what he's all about. Deshaun Pace is now checked into the game at wide receiver, 2nd down and short.
I do see him out there on the sideline.
There you go. There's a handoff to MJ Flowers, makes a guy miss, cuts it back inside. Boy, I tell you what, if MJ just keeps that run, he's probably still going. I think he might have got enough for the first down, and we got a penalty flag flying in the middle of the foul or unsportsmanlike conduct. We'll see what the call is. Never like to see that this early in the game, but he launched that thing straight up in the air. If it's against the Cardinals, it probably is going to cost them a first down. If it's not,
I think I did see a Cardinal retaliating or.
Let's hold on. Let's see what they're saying here. We have a dead ball personal foul against Colerain. So after seemingly picking up the first down, somebody did or said something inappropriate, and it's going to cost them 15 yards. And 2 minutes and 40 seconds left to go here in the first half. Colerain up 10-0. That is unfortunately ill-advised. Now, the good news is, as I'm watching the marker across the field, they did pick up the first down. So it is back to being a first down, but it's now 1st and 2. Lawson Sandusky in motion. There's a counter. And that may be why it looks different. Oh, where's Brandon? He'd be all over me.
You know what? Our internet went out for about 10 seconds there, so nobody knows you called the wrong name.
Well, I did. I'm going to own it. That was Jalen Thomas that took that ball. I honestly thought that was MJ because he was lined up in the fullback spot, and normally JT's out wide. Let's see who we've got now. It looks like we've got an official's timeout now for some reason, and head coach Sean Cutright is going out and having a conversation with them. Not very animated, but I guess wanting to try and figure something out.
I think I know that official.
You definitely know one of them. You're pretty excited about that pregame. So MJ Flowers is out on this next play. Got Jalen Thomas in there along with Brian Beavers. And number 18 for the Colerain Cardinals, that's Ronald Williams Jr. Again, trying all different kinds, all different types to see what works best for this offense and how they're going to utilize these players. after the very first game of the year, after the second game of the year against St. X, Coach Cutright in the postgame told us that, you know what, every week is a battle. And every week these kids go out and they got to fight and they got to earn their starting spot. Nothing is given here at Colerain. And there were guys that started in the game against X that did not start in the week 1 game against Wayne. And the answer was they didn't practice as well this week as the starters did, so they don't get the start. And, it's a great lesson to learn, right? And it's something that sports is supposed to teach kids, right? Wins and losses fade away. But the lessons you learn about hard work, dedication, support of your teammates, sacrifice, all those things will last you in everything you do in life, whether it be, work or relationships or whatever. And that was the message that he sent. And it's something that is absolutely proliferated throughout not only this program, but all the sports programs here at Colerain, as well as all the extracurricular activities. That are
I have
supported,
no idea what's going on out there.
that are supported by the Colerain boosters, by the way. Yeah, I don't know either. I'm talking here because I'm trying to kill time. I mean, I know you're doing a great job recording it, but there seems to be some conversation between the referees about something. I don't know what. Jalen Thomas had that huge run, picked up the first down. The ball's at the 5-yard line. It's first and goal. 2 minutes and 11 seconds left to go in the first half. Colerain up 10-0. Looking to put another touchdown on the board. All kinds of discussion going on here. Now the head referee is headed over to talk to Sycamore's head coach, Scott Datillo, to talk about something. This is where I miss having the resources of like an ESPN, right? Because there'd be somebody in my ear telling me, this is exactly what's going on. Or heck, even Waycross, right? Well, no, I don't think Tony wouldn't know. He'd be like, I don't know what's going on. He'd just be screaming at some camera guy.
Yeah.
Camera two! Camera two! He's great. Waycross is fantastic. To do everything they do, to show up here on game day, now they're waving at somebody. Oh, I'm sorry. That's I think it's a timeout. I'm just kidding. I'm just joking. Yeah, the Waycross folks are fantastic, right? And
we do have them coming up a couple more times.
They are coming. I think they got one more game. I think they're going to be here. Actually, 2 more games, right? Because I think they're going to try and get out to do the Fairfield game, which would be tremendous.
Since we can't, well,
let's be clear, right? That game is going to to be bananas. That's going to be.
We might have to use their video on a road game.
Right? I mean, that's Gwen Stefani bananas, that game. I mean, if Fairfield's undefeated. They haven't lost yet. And the way they're playing and how they're playing, it looks as if they will most likely remain undefeated heading into that Week 10 contest at home on senior night against us.
It's a clock. Right now they're trying to get the time changed on the clock.
Yep.
They had about 9 seconds on it.
Yep. Well, it was 2:11, and then it stopped. That's a lot of effort to just reset the clock to 2:11. All right, so the head referee winds his arm, and we are back underway. 2 minutes to go here in the first half. Colerain up 10-0. First and goal at the 5-yard line. Freddie Johnson under center. Lawson Sandusky and Jalen Thomas split wide, and Ronald Williams Jr. at the fullback spot. And he's going to take the handoff. Run. He's going to get inside the 2-yard line. It'll be second down and goal. Clock continues to run. So great series here for the Cardinals as they've moved down the field. Got an opportunity here to eat up a lot of this clock. At the same time, get a score in and not give Sycamore much time left before we head to half. It is second down and goal, ball at the 2-yard line. And we've got more whistles. We're stopping the whistles again. We have a timeout, Sycamore. Timeout, Sycamore. They want to realign what they're doing defensively. So, again, as a reminder, minute 29 left to go here in the first half. Colerain up 10-0, looking to 2 yards away from hitting pay dirt again. Mike Work is going to resituate the camera towards the middle of the field so we can see all of our homecoming and band activities for your viewing pleasure wherever you may be. Thank you for tuning in to tonight's broadcast. I am particularly grateful because, as I mentioned earlier in the game, Brian and Brandon Wyatt, my color commentators and cohorts in crime, are not here tonight as they're out celebrating Brandon's upcoming nuptials in ways that Wyatt celebrate that kind of stuff. So we're going to keep an eye on the police wire. Hopefully nothing goes south, and we don't have to worry about getting those guys back for next week. I don't have money to bail them out, so that Brian better be smart about what he's doing. I'm sure he's not listening at this point, which is why I'm saying stuff like that. I'm sure they're gone. Hopefully they're out enjoying themselves. An opportunity to enjoy that time together as father and son. So here we go. Second down and goal. There goes Lawson Sandusky in motion. Handoff is right at the middle. Into the end zone. Touchdown, Cardinals. Number 18, For the Colerain Cardinals, Ronald Williams Jr. for the score. Ronald Williams Jr., a 5'8", 175-pound junior, taking the ball in for 6 for the Colerain Cardinals. On to attempt the extra point. Number 80, Cameron Ott. Tyler Prather, the backup quarterback, on to hold. I believe that's Lawson Sandusky in there, the long snapper, who's kind of taken that over the past 2 or 3 weeks. It's a good snap. It's a good hold. And the kick is good. So, with 1:25 remaining in the first half, it's your Colerain Cardinals 17, the Sycamore Aviators 0. CARDS, go Cards, go. Love, love, love the big letter flags.
Thank you, Bernie.
Take a minute here to talk before the kickoff about the freshman and JV teams that was asked earlier. We'll start at the freshman level. Unfortunately, I have some bad news to report.
Oh.
They are not good. The freshman team is struggling a little bit. I don't know if it's a numbers issue or what, but to my knowledge, from what I've seen to this point in the season, they do not have a win. And not only that, but they have been scored upon frequently and have not scored much. And we'll leave it at that. If you go to the website and you look, and you go under fall and you go under football, there is a freshman link. You can click on that and click on the schedule, and you can see their schedule. We do update the scores when we get them, and we put them on there. So again, I don't think there was a freshman game this week because I don't think Sycamore has a freshman team. If there was, though, and somebody knows it, by all means, you can tweet it at us, or you can send me an email, chris@wearecolerain.com. Let me know. It's Cameron Ott with, again, another pooch kick, and it's going to be caught this time, taken up to the 25-yard line. Number 8 on the return for the Sycamore Aviators. That is William Engel, the sophomore. Sycamore will start off 1st and 10 in their own territory, out at the 33-yard line. I said 33. Watch him put it at the 34. 34-yard line. You got to be kidding me. I've been off 1 yard both times, just short of the 35. So 1:18 left to go here in the first half. The Cardinals defense can hold. They'll take a shutout to the break at halftime. We've got whistles all over the place. Official pumping his arm. Are you all right?
Yeah, I had to run press two boxes down. The internet keeps going out, and usually that means somebody has piled a bunch of stuff on top of the router. And
Gotcha.
Sure enough, there was a box on top of it.
Well, thank you for taking care of that. Pass is complete to number 3. That is, Gordy Anapple. It's going to be a 6-yard pickup on first down. Stepped out of bounds, stop the clock, 1:15 to go. Andrew Fear in the backfield. 4 wide receivers, passes out to the short side once again to number 3. And once again, he's actually tackled inbounds. Williamson keeps him inbounds, so the clock's gonna stop because he got enough for the first down. I wasn't sure if he got it, but he did, up to the 45. So the clock is gonna stop as they reset the change. 1:06 to go, first down for the Aviators. Cardinals have to be careful here. I mean, Sycamore is they're not just taking knees here. They've got a minute left. They've got 2 timeouts remaining. They want to try and get down the field and put some points on the board. Jalen Thomas now in a defense trying to rush the passer. Fear steps in, and he's going to go down. Not sure who's going to get credit for that. I'll leave that to the stat guys. Maybe they can let us know. It looked like he tripped and fell. 58's going to get credit for that sack. That is Dante Corleone, the 6'2", 285-pound junior. Sycamore calls their second timeout. Sometimes as a defensive lineman, you just have to be in the vicinity, right? That's the first time Fear, I think, has been officially sacked on the night. Is that his first sack of the night? Or that's the first sack for Fear? Yeah, that might be. He's really done a great job in the pocket. It has Andrew Fear, the quarterback, junior quarterback for the Sycamore Aviators. .47 seconds remaining. Colerain up 17-0 here in the first half. Again, stay tuned during halftime for homecoming and band performances. Homecoming, like performances, meaning we get to see the court, not like, there's a performance related to homecoming. At least I don't think there is. Wind is swirling a little bit, not really affecting Fear's passing. Lined up in the eye, extra blocker in, pursuit by the Colerain Cardinals, and ball is loose. Ball is loose. It's still on the ground. There's a flag. Number 58, Dante Corleone, once again on the tackle and the sack strip. I think it's a strip sack. Flag is waved off. Who got the ball?
I think so.
The Colerain defense is staying on the field, so we're gonna assume that Sycamore recovered that football, but they haven't made a call yet. The Colerain coaching staff is waiting for a call. We got one referee with his hands up in the air like he doesn't really know, and they're giving it to the Cardinals. Well, the Sycamore offense was walking off the field. That probably should have been our first clue. Third turnover of the night for the Colerain Cardinals. They're going to get the ball back with 39 seconds to go and 2 timeouts on their side of the ledger with an opportunity to put some more points on the board. It'll be first down and 10 at the Sycamore 41-yard line. Dante Corleone with the strip sack for the Colerain Cardinals. Did I mention Corleone was also only a junior? A lot of juniors on this team that are getting a lot of experience. There's a handoff right around. Freddie Johnson tosses it down the side. Once again intended for number 16, and God bless Freddie. He was open. He just didn't. He tried to throw it to a spot. He just didn't hit a spot, and unfortunately, he was open. Number 16 again, the sophomore wide receiver, the big boy on there on the outside, Isaiah Myers, but Freddie Johnson just couldn't hit him. Freddie Johnson also only a junior. I mean, really, when it comes right down to it, when you talk about senior starters, you're really only I mean, there's 3 that come to mind immediately. Check that. We'll get to that in just a minute. 2 wide receivers. Freddie Johnson takes it around end. Good block on the edge. Seal block. Freddie Johnson's got it. He's going to pick up about 9 yards on the play. It'll be first down, and Colerain immediately calls a timeout. With 26 seconds remaining, up 17-0. They want to try and put some more points on the board right before they get to halftime. So the seniors, right? I mean, you've got Ace Ehrenschwender, you've got Jalen Thomas, you've got Deshaun Pace. And, there are others, of course, that start and play. Hamza Abdul-Wahid. It's a junior-laden team with some sophomores sprinkled in. So this is a team that's going to gain experience, going to get better every single week. They're going to learn and understand what it takes to be Colerain football players. And, normally juniors have a significant role in this team. Wasn't the case necessarily last year when they were sophomores, mainly because of the senior class that was playing ahead of them, right? I mean, really, really good players, and they didn't get a whole lot of playing time as sophomores, some of them, so they're going to get it this year. In fact, we've got seniors that are starting on the offensive line that have been in the program their entire lives and haven't got a chance to start until just now because, again, it's difficult to play football for Colerain. It's a hard, arduous task, but once you get there and you have the opportunity to play, there's nothing better than nights like tonight. Friday nights in the fall in front of your home fans, your family, your friends on homecoming, playing in the GMC. Freddie Johnson takes it, hands off over the middle. That is MJ Flowers on the tackle. He's going to take it down to the 23-yard line is where they're going to mark it. 20 seconds. The clock stops in order to move the chains. Colerain offense sets up quickly. They want to be ready to go on that snap. Freddie Johnson takes it and spikes it immediately. I don't know how in the world that ran 5 seconds off the clock, but it did. So 15 seconds left to go, second down and 10. My guess is they want to try and run one more play here, see if they can get the ball into the end zone, maybe a pass, maybe a wide run, we'll see. And if the tackle is made inbounds and you have one more timeout, you call it, and you run Cameron out there to try and put 3 more points on the board, put the Cards up 20-0. We'll see. See how it all plays out. Again, as you're watching the band perform and the homecoming court during halftime, we encourage you to visit the webpage. Maybe become a Colerain booster.
Oh,
what are you guys doing over here? What's going on? Everything all right? Are you in that picture? No way. With the guy with the glasses? Brandon hates this when I have conversations with people off air. It drives him insane. Actually, Brian drives Brian insane. So we got one of our stat guys in the picture on our got more whistles. Is that your boy John Brown out there?
It is.
Is he the head ref tonight?
Yeah, there he is.
There he is, right there. We zooming in on John Brown. Yeah. John Brown, friend of the program, friend of the engineer.
Friend of the Wyatts.
Friend of the Wyatts. Having lengthy conversations with the coaching staff at Colerain. Not exactly sure what's going on there. Looks like we have another clock issue, maybe? It has been an eventful first half. We were really cruising along there. The second quarter is taking a little bit longer than what we expected. All right, 2nd down and 10. Freddie Johnson drops back the pass, looks, throws it into the end zone. Over the intended target of Vontae Scales. He got wide open, tried to hit him right in the corner of the end zone. Couldn't quite make it happen. 9 seconds remaining on the clock. He was there, just let him a little bit too much and threw it right out of the back of the end zone. There's a lot of talking between the referees and the coaches tonight. I'm going to have to ask Coach Cutright about that postgame. What was going on in the first half with the clocks? Sean Cutright giving instruction to the press box. I don't know how else to say that.
Yeah.
I mean, the scoreboard clock is important, right? But it's not critical because the time is kept on the field by the officials. So while yes, we want to have the scoreboard clock right, it's not critical. And I'll be honest with you, constantly stopping the game, you really kind of ruin the flow. All right, so 3rd down and 10 for the Cardinals. The scoreboard clock remains 9 seconds. Presumably that's right. We don't know. Each team with 1 timeout left. Cards trying to get some points here on the board. This is going to be another pass attempt by Freddie Johnson. It's going to throw it out and over the intended target of MJ Flowers. Wasn't going to get much on that catch anyway. In fact, he might have even lost a yard or two. So, timeout Colerain using their final timeout. Smart move because we know as soon as that ball's set, referees can run the clock, so we want to stop the clock. Give Cameron Ott a chance to come out. The ball's on the 22-yard line, almost exactly where it was earlier in the game when he kicked the 37-yarder. This one's going to be 1 yard longer. Excuse me, it was a 38-yarder earlier. This will be a 39-yard attempt with 4 seconds to go. Again, that wind is swirling, kind of blowing from the visitor stands from the north side of the stadium down kind of towards the south side. It's a crosswind. And they're going to line the ball up right there, just inside, it looks like. Yep, just inside the left hash. Cameron Ott's got a leg. Has not been tremendously successful this year on field goals, but was true earlier today and has been lights out on extra points all year, I think only missing 1. So here we go. 4 seconds left in the first half. Colerain up 17-0. Looking to add to it, and we have more whistles this time. A timeout Sycamore. You know what they say, you can't take your timeouts into the locker room, so. No scores now. But you got.
I'm checking the chat room.
You got to write it down. Check the chat room. Any other questions? Oh, I talked about the freshmen. I never talked about the JV. JV team not doing quite as poor as the freshman team. They've got a couple of wins under their belt, got a couple of losses under their belt. You know, kind of 50-50, as you'd expect with JV. You know, as is the case with freshmen and JV, at least at Colerain, never about wins. We don't care at all about wins at the freshman and JV level. It's about development. It's about learning our players, and more importantly, it's about our players learning our system and how it is that we play offense and defense and special teams here at Colerain. So again, the JV scoring schedules are out there as well. Check it out. All right, Cameron Ott on. Snap is back. It's a high snap. The hold is down. The kick is up, and the kick is good. Cameron Ott, 2 for 2 on field goals tonight with a 38 and a 39-yarder. And with that, the Colerain Cardinals head off to the locker room at halftime over the Sycamore Aviators, 20-0. Thanks for tuning into the first half. We're going to step away, get ourselves a little bit of refreshment. Scores and stats coming with 5 minutes left to go in halftime.
Good evening and welcome to the 2019 Colerain High School Homecoming festivities. Before we recognize the banners and homecoming representatives, we would like to introduce the 2019 Favorite Teacher of the Year, Mr. Dave Caldwell. Mr. Caldwell has been in education for 23 years and has been with the district for 5 years. He lives in Milford and is a St. Xavier graduate. He attended Wittenberg University where he earned a degree in history and education, while he also played football and basketball. He has a master's degree from Xavier. He has taught at Taylor, St. Xavier, McNicholas, and Glen Estey before arriving at his favorite place, Colerain. He currently teaches history and coaches girls golf. Congratulations, Mr. Caldwell. Colerain Student Senate proudly presents Hollywood Nights 2019. It represents the athletic and social highlight of the fall season, homecoming. Before we crown this year's King and Queen, Student Senate is happy to announce the winners of this year's banner competition. Each of the 23 clubs and organizations represented here tonight has constructed a banner for the parade. We have a tie for third place, EPA and French Club.
They don't seem very
Your runner-up, Art Club.
Yeah, really. Aren't they should step out?
And your winner for the 2019 Homecoming Banner Competition, the senior class. Congratulations on winning the banner contest. Let's offer a round of applause to everyone who participated in our banner competition. Banners may now exit out the back gate and continue up to the high school. A big thank you to CHS Principal Mr. Jack Fisher, Assistant Principal Ms. Erin Davis, and Ms. Potsner for all of their assistance to ensure the success of tonight's and tomorrow's events. And last but certainly not least, thank you to the PTA chairs at the Homecoming Parade, Mrs. Shannon Cormican and Mrs. Carrie Rovers. We couldn't have done it without you. Thank you all. I would now like to introduce the Homecoming co-chairs. These four ladies have spent endless hours planning this special weekend along with Student Senate Advisor Ms. Kinsler. They are Student Senate Executive Board members Sonia Chirova, Jordan Selleck, Isabella Lambrinides, and Isabel Snyder.
I belong to.
And now for our 2019 Homecoming Court. Representing the senior class, Sarah Tessler and EJ Fox. Representing the junior class, Anna Lou Gaynor and David Brown. Representing the sophomore class, Bailey Magley and Cole Monholland. Representing the freshman class, Nevaeh Lawson and Nick Lewis. Representing the art club, Kyle Armstrong and Samuel Ponting. Representing the book club, Kiera Petroselli and Justin Reddick. Representing the Business Professionals of America, Carrie Hilbert and Caleb Amofa. Representing Butler Tech, Raven Bradley and Christopher Brown. Representing the Cardinal Credit Union, De'Ara Ventus and Justin Hauser. Representing cheerleading, Jordan Klotz and her escort, Zach Stegmuller. Representing the Culture Club, Ariam Gabriel and Miles Johnson. Representing the Drama Club, Kate Greenlee and Louis Shep. Representing the Environmental Science Club, Mandy Cornish and Darren Byer. Representing the Family, Career, and Community Leaders of America, FCCLA, Haley Smallwood and Jake Lane. Representing the French Club, Ariana Reed and Aaron Keitlinger. Representing the Health Occupation Student Organization, HOSA, Mackenzie Branch and Presley Westrick. Representing the marching band, Corinne Webster and Sam Mikes. Representing the National Honor Society, Addison Fitz and Ebenezer Simera. Representing the orchestra, Emily Thornton and Ryan Keitlinger. Representing the Principals Advisory Council, Madeline Dinsmore and her escort, Joe Coy. Representing show cards, Lily Block and Declan Armstrong. Representing the Spanish Club, Bella Scalia and Cameron Robinson. And representing Student Senate, Sonia Chirova and Keelan Miller. Let's give a round of applause for 2019 candidates and representatives. The runner-up for this year's Homecoming King, representing the Cardinal Credit Union, Justin Hauser. The runner-up for Homecoming Queen, representing the Art Club, Kaya Armstrong. Let's have a big round of applause for Justin Hauser and Kaya Armstrong. Tonight's Homecoming King and Queen will be given a sash, crown, and roses presented by our 2018 Homecoming Queen, Liz Murray. Congratulations to our 2019 Homecoming King, representing the BPA, Caleb Amofa. And congratulations to our 2019 Homecoming Queen, representing the Spanish Club, Bella Scalia. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome King Caleb Amofa and Queen Bella Scalia. This now concludes the halftime ceremony. The semi-formal dance Hollywood Nights will be held tomorrow night from 7:30 to 11 p.m. in the Colerain High School Gymnasium to conclude this year's festivities. Thank you.
Jimmy John's is proud to support Colerain High School. Order today at jimmyjohns.com. Folks, Raising Cane's is helping the Colerain Cardinals raise the score by being a supporter of Colerain Athletics this season. Stop by their Colerain Avenue location after tonight's game for some tasty chicken fingers.
I got the driver in a parade today. Yeah. Scary. She's a senior, so. I know she's growing up. That's what your mom was for. Yeah. I know. This was my last year at elementary school. That's amazing. Yeah. I can finally hang out my treasure on the PTA thing and move on from that. Now the boosters has got me so looped in with the boosters now. It's taking up a lot of my time. So, yes. Yeah, they're supposed to get work. It's not anything official. That's that they're really trying hard to get there. We're going to see you tomorrow. Really? See you tomorrow. Nice. Okay. You tell them I said hi, all right? It was tough listening to the last call. I didn't think I'd get as choked up watching it as I did.
And we're back with 4:35 left to go in the halftime here, where the Colerain Cardinals lead the Sycamore Aviators 20-0. Now, we really are going into uncharted territory here because I am not normally doing stats and scores at halftime. That is always a Wyatt thing, but I'm going to do the very best I can. See if I can read the stats the way Brian does. All right, where are my glasses? Hold on, what's going on here? I'm officially in Brian mode now. Let's see. All right. Again, Colerain up 20-0. Colerain with 11 first downs versus Sycamore's 4. Colerain had with 155 yards rushing to 5 for Sycamore. Passing, Colerain 94, Sycamore 53. So Colerain definitely winning the offensive battle of the night. Total offensive plays, Sycamore 21 for 58, Colerain 33 for 249. Let's see. Sycamore has 2 fumbles, lost them both. They have 3 penalties for 14 yards. Colerain has 3 penalties for 19 yards. Time of possession, Sycamore 13:47, Colerain 10:13. So Colerain basically being the benefactor of some short fields tonight on the fumbles as well as the muffed kickoff, and they're up 20-0. Let's look at some individual stats. Freddie Johnson on the night passing, 3 of 7 for 94 yards, no touchdowns, no interceptions. Rushing, Freddie Johnson, 11 rushes for a net 62 yards and a touchdown. Jalen Thomas, 4 rushes for 46 yards. Ronald Williams, 2 rushes for 4 yards and the lone touchdown of the night. Passing, Jalen Thomas has all 3 receptions from Freddie Johnson for the 94 yards. Lawson Sandusky has punted 1 time for 42 yards. Xander Kendall leads the team in tackles with 5 total tackles and a half of a tackle for loss. Also, Dante Corleone with, here we go. We got some defensive stats. I'm not used to having these. Look at this. Let's take a look at the defensive stats for the Cardinals. We have a total of 3 tackles for loss for 14 yards. We have 1 sack for Dante Corleone. Thought he had 2. Give him 1. 2 forced fumbles. 1 for Dante Corleone and 1 for Jalen Montgomery. Missed that one of our substitutions in the second half. For Sycamore, Andrew Fear, 8 of 12 interceptions. Mostly short passes for Andrew Fear, as he's not really shown that he wants to go downfield. Rushing, Jordan McConnell, 1 for 7. Damir Celestin, 1 for 2. William Engel, 1 for -1. And Andrew Fear, 6, of course, for -3, as a result of the tackles behind the line of scrimmage and or sacks. So, again, Sycamore with only 5 rushing yards for the night. We said it in the pregame, this team does not typically run the football, and they certainly are not doing it tonight. Andrew Fear, again, has, he is, 8 for 12, we said 53 yards. Punting, Andrew Fear is also the punter. He's got 3 punts for 71 yards, averaging only 23.7 yards per punt. Tackles, Apollo Ford, the linebacker, leads the Sycamore Aviators with 7 tackles and 1 tackle for loss. Jacob Tulme also has a tackle for loss and 5 tackles. And Nick Stevenson has 5 tackles and a tackle for loss. So there's kind of your halftime stats. Again, Colerain Cardinals 33 plays for 249 yards, as opposed to Sycamore's 21 for 58. And again, Colerain leads 20-0. Sycamore is just now making it out on the field. We've got less than a minute left to go on the scoreboard clock, but they will obviously invariably add some time to that, and we'll get some more time up there for these guys to warm up appropriately. Mike, do you got some scores? Are you going to read them, or
I do have a few.
Go. You want to read them? Go for it.
Yeah. We have most of the I think are halftime scores. It looks like Middletown Princeton tied at 21. Mason over Hamilton 21-14. Fairfield and Lakota East are tied at 7. I think that's right. I double-checked it. Lakota West over Oak Hills 21-0. And I heard him announce the elder score over the PA. Was it still 17-7? Was that right? Okay, that is still correct. All right, very good. We also have Harrison over Talawanda 21-7. Let's see, a couple other Butler County scores. Edgewood over Ross 14-7. What else we have here? That's pretty much.
Want to point out there that that's the Elder Panthers at St. Xavier, and Elder is up on St. X 17-7. St. X, of course, coming into tonight's game, one of the 2 remaining undefeated teams in Division I Region 4, along with Fairfield.
I was looking for Tippecanoe in case Brandon and Brian are listening, but I do not see that score. We do have Little Miami over Northwest 21-7.
All right, so there are your score updates, and we'll keep those updated throughout the night as best we can. We got all the GMC scores. Yep, sure did. Did you see it was the LaSalle Moeller game today, or is that tomorrow? Can you look to see?
Good question.
Go to GCLsports.com. Just open up a new tab and go to GCLsports.com. I'm guessing because it's at Moeller, it's maybe tomorrow. Maybe they're playing. I can't imagine they're playing that game at UC. Oh, they may be playing it at Princeton, actually. They may be playing it at Princeton.
Well, if they're playing it at UC, that's tomorrow for sure.
Yeah, but they may be at Princeton tomorrow. Although
we are not giving the UC score.
We are not giving the UC score.
We do not want to spoil that.
Yeah, we don't want to spoil it. I honestly have no idea what it is, and I'm shocked I didn't see it on my Twitter feed. But I don't want to know what it is because I'm DVRing it at home. You don't want to know either, do you?
No, we know.
Oh, you know? Okay, don't say anything because I don't want to know anything. I'm just hoping it's a better. I just hope they do better than they did last year. I mean, they went down there. That game started off so well. They looked good. I mean, they're tackling them for losses. They're pushing them back, and then the whole thing all went cattywampus. By the way, that's a word that is not used enough today. Cattywampus. That's a word that if I were to say that, I don't think Brian and Brandon would even know what it means. I think they'd yell at me. Don't call me that. I didn't call you anything. Another interesting source here. Elder. I'll tell you what, Elder, I think, has one loss on the year. They took it on the chin to defending state champion St. Edward earlier in the year. Earlier in the year. But I think they're 4-1. Special about that game tonight, obviously, it's a big game, Elder and St. X. I mean, big hard points on the line for the winner. But more importantly, if we can give a little bit of love here to the GCL, which is all we will ever give, just a very little bit. That is the 100th meeting between Elder and St. X. And that's special. That's meaningful. So hot tip to all the Elder and St. X grads and alums and current players and coaches and staff and administration. I hope they're having a good night over there. I hope things are going well. Obviously, it's a tight game, 10-point game. So, Craig, congratulations on a long and storied rivalry between St. Xavier and Elder playing in their 100th meeting tonight.
LaSalle, 20, Moeller, 10.
All right, so that is time.
Yep, it is, and Elder is still up on St. X 17-7.
Let's get that LaSalle. So LaSalle's up 20-10.
Yes.
So that means that Moeller has now scored 34 points in 2 weeks so far. So that's good. I mean, they started off the year. I think they got shut out 3 times. So for Moeller, putting some points on the board, that's a good thing. See if you can find anything on Centerville and Wayne. Right
here, 14-14 at the half.
Wow, you're like a genie. It's 14-14.
I'm like Brandon.
Wow, let's not go that far. 14-14 Centerville Wayne at half.
Springfield over Beaver Creek 54-0.
Yeah, well, I didn't even write that one down as one to get. Springboro at Northmont, that's a good one.
That's 17. Springboro 17, Northmont 0.
Okay. Well, Springboro is good. The only other one I had on here was Anderson Milford. I don't know if you can have that one or not. Let's get the camera.
Greenville over Tippecanoe 14-7.
Oh no! All right, let's get our camera reset here for the second half.
All
the
right.
clock has been reset to 12 minutes to go here in the third quarter. Your Cardinals up 20-0. We will try and update scores as we go throughout the night. St. X loses that game tonight against Elder, which by no means is that game over. They're only down by 10 points. X has proven all year that they're really more of a second half team anyway when it comes to at least their offense. I mean, they were down 24-12 to Moeller last week, which shocked the city. And they ended up coming back and, I think, scoring 15 unanswered points. So those are your halftime stats and halftime scores, courtesy of Mike Rourke and Mike Rourke Chevrolet. I totally made that up. You don't have a Chevy dealership, do you?
No.
All right. Let me move this out of the way here. The Cardinals will receive the second half kickoff, and we are underway. 88 gets his foot underneath it, and it is a pooch kick. Fair catch caught right at the 30-yard line. They may mark him at the 29. And see who caught that ball. That was 29. I want to make sure I get this number right. Number 29, that was Kenny Willis, the sophomore. He caught one earlier today. Well, actually, excuse me, he made a special teams tackle. Michael, I'm going to need your help on picking the player of the game. I know we'll
get the guys up from the sideline.
Yeah. Now it's only halftime yet, so we've got a long way to go to figure that out. But all right, let's get started here. Freddie Johnson under center, hands it off. MJ Flowers has got it. He's wrapped up. He's going to pick up about 5 yards though on that first play from scrimmage, right up the middle. So again, as we talked about in the first half, you run up the middle to soften up the middle of that line, and what you want is that offensive line now that's been well rested during halftime, got some water, got a little bit of a break. They want to wear down that defensive line of Sycamore. And let's not forget, these are high school kids, and when you're up 20-0 at home, it's sometimes, I think, tough to maintain your focus at all times because sometimes you just, you get a little lackadaisical. You're up 20-0, but the Cardinals have to put the pedal to the metal here and show a level of execution. Great read by Freddie Johnson. The ball's loose. The referees are saying that the runner was down. Runner was down, so good read by Freddie Johnson, handing that ball off, not keeping it because he was hit almost immediately.
Pen.
More positive yards on the play. It'll be 3rd down and very short. Call it 3rd down and a yard. MJ Flowers in the backfield. Lawson Sandusky in motion. Jalen Thomas on the counter. He takes it, bounces it outside. Stiff arms one, stiff arms another. He's going to have enough for the first down. Plants his foot, rolls into bowls into an entire group of Sycamore Aviators. Gets it out past the 45-yard line. First down for the Cardinals at the 46. This is about clock control. It's about getting chunks of yardage at a time, wearing that defense down. The way this defense is played tonight, only allowing Sycamore 5 yards rushing and 53 yards through the air, you have to believe that if they can find a way to, on this opening drive, get down and put another one in the end zone, that may be all she wrote. Again, as long as the defense stays tight the whole way. Freddie Johnson takes it and spins out, looking for some room. Excellently defended by the Sycamore Aviators. Tackle made by number 11. That is Jacob Andre, a senior, on the good tackle of Freddie Johnson. What'd you say? Oh. Yeah, he's out there. Humps is out there. Maybe he's getting a week off. Maybe he's a little dinged up. Doesn't hurt to take a little bit of a break. The play clocks are off this half. That's interesting. Freddie Johnson once again with that long pass out to number 2. Jalen Thomas has got enough for the first down. Stays on his feet and stays in bounds. On 1st down and 10, he picks up another first down. That play has been there all night. That's the 3rd completion on that pass for Freddie Johnson. And honestly, that's kind of, I think, where Freddie needs to live. I mean, you'd like to have a downfield threat, but he's struggling to show that. They're kind of going to a no-hurry offense now. They're getting up to the line quickly. Now you got Lawson Sandusky, jack of all trades now, lined out wide in the slot position. MJ Flowers in the backfield. Jalen Thomas in a single wing. Freddie under center. JT in motion. Drops back, looks to pass. Freddie Johnson tosses it, and it is caught. Lawson Sandusky catches it inside the 35-yard line. It'll be about a 7, maybe an 8-yard pickup for the senior. See, and that's where they're going to, I think, find success. They're going to find success in these short intermediate routes. Brian loves to say, I love to release the tight end here. He always makes it sound like it's some kind of war movie, right? He really gets into it, which is great because when you've got a tight end and you can release him in a nice seam right down the middle of the field, it doesn't take much to just a quick pop pass to him and let him catch it and go. But these long passes down the sidelines are going to be difficult until Freddie gets a little bit better handle and touch on it. Lawson Sandusky in motion. There's a handoff to MJ Flowers. He takes it around the end. He's going to get inside the 30-yard line and pick up another Cardinal first down. Starting to wear down that Sycamore defense now. You can see players as they have their hands on their hips and mulling around a little bit. That's what it's all about. As the Wyatts once explained to me a long time ago, the triple option offense is like Novocaine. It may not be all that effective in the first half, but you give it a little bit of time, and before you know it, come second half, things start looking a little bit differently. Because let's just be honest, it's a bear to have to tackle these guys the entire game. There's Freddie Johnson with a fake pitch, rolls to his left, throws it, complete again to MJ Flowers. He's got it inside the 15-yard line and gets taken out of bounds, but another first down play for the Colerain Cardinals. That's 3 plays in a row, resulting in a first down. You can see immediately the change in the attitude and the change in the demeanor of the Sycamore defense, which did a fairly decent job in the first half, containing Colerain when they had to. But on this one, the Colerain offense is now really moving very well. Coming up on 7 minutes to go here in the third quarter, up 20-0 on Sycamore, and now they're knocking on the door once again on the 12-yard line, can pick up a first down without scoring. Freddie Johnson under center, Drops back, looks to pass. It's a long fade into the end zone, intended for number 16, the sophomore, and he couldn't quite come up with it. It looked like he was there, could have made the catch, but he went down to the ground trying to capture it and just couldn't quite pull it in. So much better touch pass on that one for Freddie Johnson. Am I yelling? It sounds like I'm yelling. It's okay? Okay.
The microphone's not even
All right,
on. You're good.
all right, I feel like I'm yelling. Again, first time we've ever done a solo outfit for a football game, so appreciate everyone bearing with me and giving all the positive comments that I'm sure are sitting in the chat room, even though I haven't read. That's my way of saying, you're doing fine. You don't need Brian and Brandon. You can do it. I do miss those guys. They really do add to the broadcast. Lawson Sandusky in motion. Drops back to pass one more time. Freddie Johnson tosses it into the end zone, and a one-handed interception by the Sycamore Aviators. He brings it out, and he's going to be tackled just past the 15-yard line. That was an Odell Beckham special. Let's get that man a little bit of credit on defense. Number 15, he's not even on the depth chart. All right, I got to go to the roster. Let me flip this bad boy around. Let's get him some love. It was not Andrew Fear. I mean, that's the quarterback, but I mean, Andrew Fear is not back there at running back. There must be another 15 on the roster. That was 15, right, fellas? Yeah. Oh, no, hold on. Our stat guys are now. What was it? It wasn't 15. It was 21. I knew I saw one in there somewhere. All right, that makes more sense. That was Justin Williams, the sophomore, with the one-handed catch. So Freddie Johnson's interception in the end zone kills that drive for the Cardinals, and now the Sycamore Aviators have it. We're going to call that a gang tackle. Pick one and give it a winner. A flock of Cardinals.
Yeah.
Well, that is upsetting. You drive the ball all the way down the field, and I know people are not a huge fan sometimes of run, but I know what happens when you throw the ball, and two of the three things that can happen when you throw the football are bad. Now, unfortunately, an interception is one of those two bad things. So the Cardinals, with their first turnover of the night, give the ball back to the Sycamore Aviators. Aviators trailing 20-0. Fear drops back once again. Lots of patience. Passes complete to number 22. Tackle made by number 4, Sinclair, but not before a first down is picked up. All the way up to their own 38-yard line are the Sycamore Aviators. Again, Fear is just showing a tremendous amount of patience and just absolute comfortability in the pocket. And it's not like he's got all kinds of time. I mean, the defense is applying some pressure, but kudos to the Sycamore offensive line. They've done a good job tonight, at least containing this Colerain defensive line, which has been really good all year. Oh, they're going to jump into the neutral zone. Won't say his name because we don't need to, but Colerain defender encroached a little bit. That's going to give Sycamore a free 5 yards, so it'll be first down and 5. To play out here. There's a handoff. No gain on that play. Could not run the ball in the first half and finding little to no success doing it here in the second half.
LP Johnson on tackle for Colerain.
Oh, that's nice. Apparently the homecoming queen, Bella Scalia, a Colerain girls soccer player representing the Spanish club tonight at homecoming. We'll get to the homecoming king here in just a minute. Give him his props. It is second down and 4. Ball at their own 44-yard line. Good pressure by the Cardinals. Again, good pass, good completion, good for another first down. Up to the midfield stripe. The homecoming king for the night, just mentioned Bella Scalia, the homecoming queen representing Spanish club. And number 12, Caleb Amofa of the football team was your homecoming king. So congratulations to Bella and Caleb. As I look through my got a score update here. Get to that in just a second. First down for the Aviators. Fear once again now passes it. This is a nice pass down the field. In and out of the hands, so close of the intended receiver. Let's get a number on that guy. I think that's 22. Yep, 22, the intended receiver. That is, I want to get his number correct here, Jordan McConnell. With 5:50 to go in the third quarter, Fairfield and Lakota East tied at 14. They were tied at 7 at halftime, and now they are tied at 14. So that's a close game. Snap is back. Fear's going to take it and just run it himself. Good play call as he found some room, and he's going to get into Colerain territory all the way down past the 40-yard line and pick up another first down. Nothing special there. Andrew Fear just took the snap, kind of allowed some holes to open up, and picked up 11 yards on the carry. First down for the Aviators. Some more scores here. Two wide receivers split wide to the left, one to the right. Fear rolls to the left, tries to find some room, and he's going to be wrapped up but not taken down, but then he gets hit in the backfield by two Cardinals who sandwich him. He holds on to the ball. It's a strong young man. He's only going to lose 1 yard on the sack, but he's going to be helped up because he got hit hard. Actually, he's just going to sit there on the field for a minute, I think. Referees are going to call a timeout, and they're going to have someone come out and look at the quarterback because to say he was hit with ferocity is an understatement. See if we get some more scores here. Brandon is so much better at doing this because he knows which ones to look for, right? Let's see. We'll get a live update here of the St. Xavier Elder game going on over at St. X. That's a big game. Wow, look at the Elder Panthers. With 9:09 to go in the third quarter, they have struck again here, and they are now up 24-7 on St. X. That's a bit of a surprise. That's a bit of a surprise. St. X offense, I mean everybody has scored on Elder this year. They haven't really been able to stop anybody, and yet they're doing a very effective job tonight holding the, I won't say vaunted St. X offense, but certainly one that has looked improved this year over prior years. All right, here we go now. Second down and 12. Ball on the 40-yard line. We've got a new quarterback in, number 8. He drops back and tosses it over the middle. Caught by number 10. Tackle made at the 35-yard line. So it'll be third down and short forthcoming. Colerain up 20-0. Just under 3 minutes to go here in the third quarter. Sycamore trying to put together a drive, and Andrew Fear, the starting quarterback for Sycamore, was taken out of the game because of an injury. He got hit pretty hard. I think he's trying to find where he is on the sideline. But in is the backup quarterback, number 8. Get his number for you. Oh, I'm sorry, I got his number 8. That's William Engel, the sophomore, in at quarterback. Takes the snap, drops back, looks to pass, throws it, and it is incomplete. In and out, and over the top of the intended receiver. Deshaun Pace in on the coverage. It'll be fourth down and 7 for Sycamore. Again, when you're trailing 20-0, even if your backup's in there and you're in your opponent's territory, you got to believe they're going to go for it. Number 4 checks out. That's Nate Clark, and in for him checks Markel Fisher, the 6'3", 185-pound wide receiver. So there's your deep threat if you decide you want to go deep. Cardinals really need to stop here on third down. See how many they send. They've got their 3 down linemen. They're going to send 4. They're going to send an extra on the young man, and they're going to get him. He's not going to, I'll tell you what, he's still moving, pushing himself through that line, but he was able to avoid multiple tackles by the Cardinals and take it all the way up to the 30, we'll call it the 31-yard line. But that was fourth down, and they did not get a first down. So as a result, it will be a turnover on downs, and the Cardinals offense will go back out on the field now, looking to rectify their last series, which looked fantastic all the way down the field until a fantastic play was made by Sycamore, number 21, Justin Williams, on a one-handed interception of Freddie Johnson's intended pass into the end zone. Two minutes remaining in the third quarter. 2 minutes. Colerain up 20-0. here on homecoming night. Austin Sandusky in motion. Freddie Johnson takes it, keeps it himself. Picks up enough for the first down. Good run by Freddie Johnson. He had two options there. He could have pitched it wide to Austin Sandusky. He decided to keep it himself. Smart move, young man, smart play. He's going to pick up 12 yards on the play, and they're out to the 46-yard line of the Colerain Cardinals. There you go, man in motion. Oh, Freddie Johnson with the fake pitch, keeps it himself. He's into the open. He's got one man to beat. And he almost gets by him. Great pursuit by the Sycamore defender, but not until Freddie Johnson takes it all the way down to the 15, the 15. Let's see where they mark it. They're marking him back at the 17-yard line. Huge run for the junior quarterback, Freddie Johnson, on first down. 41-yard scamper for Freddie Johnson. That is by far his longest run of the year. And I want to say that was, again, did you guys who get the tackle? Who? 21 again on the tackle. Freddie Johnson now on the counter. See, we go here. There's Hamza Abdul Wahid into the end zone. Touchdown Cardinals. Number 14, Hamza Abdul Wahid. Haven't called his name all night. Comes in, he's instant offense. Put 6 points on the board. Colerain now leads 26-0.
Yeah, I think so.
Just confirming.
We did get the dance on camera there.
Did we? Fantastic. Well, you think he was itching to get in tonight? Yikes. Hamza wanted him some touchdown. Oh, I feel really bad. Brandon's not here for that. Snap is back, hold is down, kick is up, and kick is good. Cameron Ott perfect on his 3 extra point attempts for the night, along with 2 field goals. And with under a minute to play in the third quarter, it's Colerain 27, Sycamore 0. This is the kind of performance you'd like to see from Colerain, and this is exactly what they're capable of doing, when they get their offense clicking and moving. And again, all night long it's MJ, it's Jalen, it's Freddie Johnson, and all of a sudden you bring in Hamza Abdul Wahid, the senior, who is a little undersized, a little smaller, but he's quick, he's shifty, and he's a senior, he's experienced. Touches the ball the first time, bam, right into the end zone. How long was that touchdown run? 12 yards? Yeah. 12-yard, I think it was roughly about a 12-yard touchdown run for Hamza Abdul Wahid. So lots of weapons. Ronald Williams, of course, scored a touchdown earlier tonight. Haven't even seen Shannon Murray. A couple of weeks, or last week, a couple of weeks ago against Princeton, Shannon Murray had an electric touchdown called back on a penalty. 17 yards, thank you. 17-yard touchdown run for Hamza Abdul Wahid. 27-0 here. Colerain over Sycamore with just under 1 minute remaining in the third quarter. I don't know what that is. There's a kickoff inside the 10. Wow, a wave of Cardinals take down that defender. That's the deepest we've seen Cameron Ott kick a ball tonight. And as a result, it's going to the 8-yard line. Be curious if the junior quarterback, Andrew Fear, comes out of the huddle. He was taken out on the last series due to a, what would you call it? Being caught in the middle of a Colerain defensive line sandwich, I guess. He is, in fact, back out there. So he got his bell rung, he got it unrung, and he's back out there. So the junior quarterback, Andrew Fear, back out there for Sycamore. 22 in motion. There goes McConnell. There's a handoff to number 10. He's going to try and run wide. He's going to pick up about 2 yards on the play. Dun, 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 dun.
Four-yard pickup, second down, 6.
Second down and 6, 4-yard pickup. Whoops. Cardinals showing blitz. Here comes the edge rusher. Ball is thrown exactly to where that rusher vacated.
Pass is complete.
Pass complete. Going to be just short of the first down.
Tackle.
Sean Williamson on the tackle for the Cardinals.
Down one.
That is the final play of the third quarter. I
Quarter number 3.
don't know what that is. I don't know what's going on over there with Deshaun Pace. That was weird. We're heading into the fourth quarter. Colerain up 27-0. Sycamore will have the ball. It'll be third down and 1 at their own 24-yard line. Elder still up 24-7. I think. Let me hit refresh on this bad boy. This is the game of the night in the city, so we just trying to pay a little bit of extra attention to that one. See if we can get some more touchdowns here. See what's going on here. Centerville is up 21-14 on Wayne. First play of the fourth quarter. Jeez, oh Pete. Wayne is struggling, to say the very least. We're hoping that would have been a Harbin cow this year. Not, in fact, the case at all. Lakota West laying the wood to Oak Hills. 28-0. 5:15 left in the third quarter. Mason is now up on Big Blue. Hamilton, 28-14. Springfield is just annihilating Beaver Creek. It is 61-0 after the third quarter. I have to hope their starters are out. Good grief. Let's see here. There's a handoff up the middle, following some blockers, getting out past the 25-yard line up to the 26. It'll be enough for the first down. Well, they gave him a first down on that last series. It said 3rd and 1 on the scoreboard. They must have given him the first down. So on the first down run, picking up 2 yards on that play, it'll be 2nd down and 8. Let me get some score updates here. Andrew Fear doing what he can to try and lead his Aviators to a score. They've been close, just haven't been able to do it. There's a catch by number 3. Stays in bounds. I'm not sure that he picked up, maybe he looks like he picked up enough to get past the 30. So the ball is marked at the 31-yard line. It'll be 3rd down and 3. Real short pass there. Not much. Snap is back, needs 3 yards for the first down, and it's a pass, and it is almost intercepted. In and out of the hands of Thomas, getting his chance on defense. You're pretty deep in your convert the forward entirely. Score from up north, Mentor, the #1 team in the state by the Associated Press, beating Salone 27-7. Mentor is a good football team. All right, on to punt. Fear's got it, takes it, kicks it. Not a bad end over end punt. Drops and takes a huge Sycamore roll. Picked up by Deshaun Pace, stays in bounds. He's going to take some guys by surprise. I don't think they expected him to pick it up. He did. Crosses over the 50-yard line, takes it down to the Sycamore 48, which is where Colerain will take over. 1st down and 10. Deshaun Pace was itching to return a punt, you could tell. Anderson is up 28-13 over Milford, with 9 minutes left in the third quarter. It is really, really difficult to check scores and not see what's going on in the UC game. I gotta tell you, I'm just gonna put my phone down. I haven't seen anything, but Lawson Sandusky in motion. There's a handoff right up the middle. Hit the hole hard. Who's coming up with that? I'm sure it was MJ Flowers. Yes, it was, the sophomore. MJ Flowers, the ball carrier. Takes the ball down to the 42. Looks like the 42-yard line. So about a 6-yard pickup there on 1st down. 2nd down and 4. Colerain up 27-0 as we just passed the 10.5-minute mark left in the game. Lawson Sandusky in motion. Handoff once again up the middle. Good pursuit by the Sycamore defense. Keep that to a short gain. It'll be 3rd down and 2. MJ Flowers once again getting those hard yards.
3rd down, 2.
Levante Scales coming out of the game. Brian Beavers going in. Wiggle, waggle, wiggle, waggle. That's what Coach Daniel Rod looks like down there, whipping his hands furiously. I'm not sure if he's calling plays tonight or the coach next to him, but it's 3rd and short. See what the Cardinals can do here. Hamza Abdul-Wahid. MJ Flowers gets it, takes it through, gets enough for the 1st down. Hit by number 21. And let's see who else is in on that tackle. Somebody's fighting for the ball. Guys are down. Go ahead and let it go. I think that's number 11. So number 21 and number 11 for Sycamore on the tackle. Jacob Andre and Justin Williams. It's going to be enough to pick up the 1st down for the Cardinals. Trey Johnson takes it this time and doesn't hand it off, and he gets sacked. Number 22 in on that one. Excuse me, 25. 25 in on that sack. That's Kai Williams, defensive lineman. Read that one really well and took Freddie down for a loss. That's going to happen every now and then. I mean, you'd love every play to be a positive play, but that's just not realistic. Not horrible. Held on to it, didn't lose it. Took a 3-yard loss on it, so it'll be 2nd down and 13. Ball on the 36-yard line of the Aviators. Colerain up 27-0. Looking to add to it. Hamza Abdul-Wahid now splits out wide. Man in motion. There's a jet sweep. Lawson Sandusky's got it. Plants his foot. Takes it down inside the 15-yard line. Got a flag. We have a face mask against Colerain. So somebody on the offensive line grabs somebody's face mask. And as a result, that's a spot foul. And he didn't even, where they marked that flag is at the 35-yard line. So they're going to take the ball all the way back to the 50. Yikes.
Hopefully just more clock to eat up here.
That's not good. You know what? That's funny you say that, because that's exactly what Brian would have said. That's exactly what Brian would say. He said, that's fine. More yards for the offense. Yeah, I guess. It's one way to look at it.
What score were you looking for earlier?
I don't know. I wasn't really looking for anyone specifically.
Oh, okay. It is Elder 24, St. X 7.
That's the last I saw.
Okay. And LaSalle 27, Moeller 13.
There you go. Sounds pretty decent. Freddie Johnson takes it, and a straight run around the end, and he's going to be in pursuit, and he's going to lose a yard. So once again, the Sycamore defense has played pretty well tonight. I know the scoreboard doesn't necessarily show it, but they've done what they needed to do, and now they've forced Colerain after the penalty to be in a 3rd down and 27 situation. I mean, with a 27-0 lead, air it out here. You've got a 6'4" wide receiver. Chuck the ball down the field or release a tight end over the middle. We've got number 88 in on that 88, and boy, I need a light. I'm getting to the point now where I can't see in here anymore. Where is that? That's Ben Marshall, our 6'3", 210-pound tight end. Oh no! Offensively, the aforementioned Marshall jumped. And it's going to cost Colerain another 5 yards. But let's be honest, 3rd and 27, 3rd and 32, really doesn't matter. It's your play call doesn't change, right? Well, except that Marshall's coming out now, Beaver's coming out, Scales is going back in, as is number 16, Isaiah Myers, the sophomore. Back to the 45-yard line. See, this happens every now and then. You just kind of get a little lackadaisical. You make a little mistake here and there, and what turned into a promising drive all the way down inside the 30 is now all the way back at your own 45-yard line. There's a handoff up the middle. They didn't want to try and do anything there. Survive, punt it away, play field position. Ball is a 5-yard gain right back to midfield, and on comes the punting unit for the Cardinals. Will only be their 2nd punt attempt of the night. So, one penalty, one 15-yard face mask just does in the whole drive. It happens. I'm sure whoever it was on feels sick about it.
Final back to Sycamore.
You have to believe at this point now, as we approach the getting close to 6 minutes left in the game, up 27-0. You got to believe that we're probably going to start seeing backups in on defense now. Number 22, Justin Williams, takes it, and he runs away from Jalen Thomas. He's got some quicks. He's going to take it out past the 20. Lawson Sandusky on the punt. And that's where Sycamore will take over, first down and 10. We'll see where they mark it officially.
22-yard line.
At the 22-yard line. So Justin Williams took that ball on a hop and proceeded to run away from Jalen Thomas and get it out to the 22-yard line. Let's see who we've got in there now. 25 is in for the Cardinals. That's Josh Ringer in at nose tackle. We still have, looks like Shannon Murray is in at DB. Deshaun Pace, of course, is still out there. Nick Fear's got it. He passes it, and it is incomplete. Thrown out of bounds.
He's second down 10.
Sorry, that's Ronald Williams Jr. My apologies. That's Ronald Williams Jr., number 18, that's now playing on defense. Scored a touchdown earlier in the game. Number 42 is also on the field. That is Temiskin Kase, the 6 foot, 173-pound sophomore. Temiskin Kase. If I am not saying that appropriately, my apologies. It's Kase. Thank you. There we go. There we go. There's a little run around the side. Pick up a couple yards. It'll be third down. Temeskin. Temeskin Kase. Kase. Temeskin Kase. Temeskin Kase. Gotta remember that one. Temeskin Kase. Kase. There we go. Snap is back. Got the backup quarterback in now, looking to make some play down the field. It's incomplete. In and out of the hands of Justin Williams. It was close. He was falling down. It would have been enough for the first down if he would have held it in, but he did not. So it's fourth down now for the Sycamore Aviators and 7 to go. On comes their punting unit. Appreciate all of you that tuned in to tonight's broadcast. If you're still with us, really appreciate that. As Colerain leads 27-0 here with 5 minutes and 19 seconds left to go in the game. The outcome, probably a foregone conclusion at this point. The Cardinals will move to 5-1 on the year. Sycamore will fall to 3-3. Snap is back. There's the punt. It's going to drop inside Cardinal territory, take a Cardinal bounce back to the 45, which is where it will be down, and the Cardinals will take over first and 10. I would suspect we're going to start seeing some wholesale substitutions here on offense. I mean, at some point you got to start playing the guys, you know, a full 4 quarters. You know, your expectation is obviously the Cardinals will be in the playoffs, and if they can take care of business in the GMC the rest of the way, they absolutely will be in the playoffs and be hosting a home game. Now, if in the event that they should lose a game down the road, first of all, that would be horrible because it would be their first loss since 2008 in conference. But more importantly, it could cost them a home game depending on what other teams do. So we're going to start paying them a little bit more attention to Harbins and projections and things like that, probably starting next week in week 7. It's Tyler Prather in a quarterback. There's a handoff across the middle and no gain on the play. So, as we suspected, the backup quarterback is going to get a chance to get in, kind of run this offense a little bit. And it is a whole new offensive lineup out there. See, we got 64, 55, 56. Let me turn my light on my phone. Give these guys some credit here. We got, let's see, it's Michael Peebles, I think, is out there. Help me out here. 44 is also lining up. That's Aaron Foster is out there. That goes Shannon Murray in motion. He's going to take it around. He's going to try and cut. That's something that Shannon does. He plants his foot and he cuts. And unfortunately, at this level, being a JV player mostly last year, these defenses are quick enough to pick up on that. And that's going to be a 2-yard loss for Shannon Murray. That'll come in time. Shannon Murray, only a junior. 4 minutes. 4 minutes left in the game. Colerain up 27-0 over Sycamore. Defense has an opportunity to get their first shutout of the year. Number 30 in motion. There's a handoff to Hamza Abdul-Wahid. He takes it through the middle, takes it up to the 49-yard line, so good positive gain there. That was number 30, Josh Mason, also a junior, getting a little bit of time there, but it'll be 4th down. The Cardinals will punt. Again, there's we're killing clock here. Lawson Sandusky in to attempt his 3rd punt of the night. There's the punt. Nice punt. Nice high punt. Goes out of bounds. It's going to be inside the 30. We'll see where they mark it. He's marking it right at the 30. All right. We'll take this opportunity to let all of you know that it has been a joy to be able to call this game for you, and I kind of enjoy doing it by myself. I got to be honest with you. I don't feel nearly as exhausted as I do after an entire night with the Wyatts. You're laughing, Mike. You know I'm serious. It's true. Those two are exhausting, but unfortunately, they're going to be going a little duet for the next couple of weeks, as I will be out the next 2 weeks. I have my middle son is playing fall ball, and he's got 2 Friday night games under the lights, so I will be there supporting him and his team as the Wyatts bring it home for the next 2 weeks. 2-yard gain on the run by the backup quarterback.
Looks like Fairfield just scored on Lakota East. It's 20-14.
Extra point pending, or did they miss the extra point?
Not sure.
Not sure. That game has been a little bit closer, I think, than what some people believed it would be.
It's hard to keep up on the scores and keep the camera on the play at the same time.
You focus on the play. Encourage folks to go out to the. You're looking at the WMOH, I think, scoreboard. Also, of course, we always recommend going out to the tristatefootball.com scoreboard. They do a pretty decent job of keeping theirs updated. They also try and cover every score within like a 200-mile radius, so it's pretty hard. There's the handoff to number 8, and he shakes a man. Missed tackle by the Cardinals result in a huge run for number 8 deep into Colerain territory. He may not get caught. He does it into the end zone. Touchdown, Sycamore. There goes the shutout. With 1:57 left to go in the game, number 8 for the Sycamore Aviators put on the wheels. That's the sophomore, William Engel, 5'10", 184 pounds, and just blew right by that Colerain defense. Deshaun Pace is sitting on the sideline waving his helmet feverishly. He wanted that shutout. But number 8, I mean, he was tackled in the backfield. He just shook it. Somebody just didn't wrap up very well. And as a result, he cut to the left, took it right down the sideline. Extra point attempt is up and is good. So with 1:57 left to go in the game, hold your horses, folks. No, I'm kidding. 27-7 Colerain over Sycamore, but excellent run there by the sophomore, William Engel. They're going to have to find a place for him because, again, the starting quarterback, Andrew Fear, is only a junior. So you got to believe he'll be back next year as the senior quarterback. Engel, I mean, that guy's got some giddy up. Anyway, I was going to make a reference to our schedule for the upcoming week. Next week could be Mason. Hold on one second. Let's see. Again, one last time, if you're listening, I'm going to encourage you, head out to the website, wearecolerain.com, and under the More menu, you'll see there's a sub-menu that says Colerain Boosters. Underneath there, it says Join the Boosters. Become a member. Cannot tell you and stress upon you enough the importance of your donation and what it means. The great thing is you don't have to live in or around the Colerain community. If you're an alum, a fan, a friend, or whatever, a friend of a fan, please donate. Doesn't have to be a big amount. For as little as $25. One time, think about that, $25, right? You can't go on a date at Chick-fil-A for $25. But if you can donate $25 to the Colerain Cardinals Booster Association, the Colerain Boosters, you truly do make a difference in the lives of hundreds of kids at Colerain High School and Colerain and White Oak Middle Schools. Again, that's on wearecolerain.com under the More menu, under Colerain Boosters, join the boosters. And again, if you'd like to give significantly more than $25, you can certainly do that as other one-time donations, or we can even split it up over a 4-year window to make it easier for you to make a difference in the lives of the Colerain youth. There's another pooch kick. It's caught at the 35-yard line and immediately goes down, which is exactly the smart thing to do. Who caught that ball? Number 16, the sophomore wide receiver, Isaiah Myers. So Colerain will get it back with a $1:55 left to go in the game, up 27-7. Boy, that's disappointing. I was really hopeful they'd get the shutout tonight, but you know what? Just wasn't meant to be.
We are at Hamilton next week.
We're at Hamilton next week, picking on Big Blue, and then I think
and then back here for Mason,
and then back here
East.
against Mason. And that's right. So we're on the road next week against Hamilton. Then we come home for back-to-back games against Mason, and then Lakota East, which will be senior night. And then we finish up the season. As crazy as it sounds, the end of the season is right around the corner. We finish up the season on the road again in that huge Week 10 matchup at Fairfield, which, again, if both schools remain undefeated in the GMC the rest of the way, will be for the GMC championship. There's a handoff to Hamza Abdul Wahid. He's going to take it up to the 39-yard line. The clock continues to run. Cardinals are going to move their GMC streak, as it is being called by many, or just me, up to 79 consecutive GMC games next week. Think about that. Next week, they're going to be going for their 80th consecutive GMC victory. That's insane. That's crazy, right?
Yes, it is.
I mean, you can't even comprehend that. If you really sit and think about it, there's no program at any school that has been that successful in the GMC. There's a pitch out to number 21 who takes it, stays in bounds. He's going to pick up enough for the first down. So good hard running by the backup there. That's Terrius Bradley.
Did you call that Middletown game?
I did.
You did.
Yeah, last week, right?
No. I'm talking about 80 wins ago.
Oh, no, 2008? No, we weren't broadcasting
you
away
were not
games.
Okay.
No, we didn't do away games in 08. I was there. I saw it happen. In fact, it's funny, I talked to Tyler Williams because he was, of course, our offensive coordinator now, and he was on the field as a sophomore in that game. And he said he had 6 touchdowns called back as a penalty. I don't know that it was 6. I didn't want to tell him, Tyler. I don't think it was 6. Maybe it was 2, but he was adamant that it was 6.
And that was a rainy night, wasn't it?
It was.
Yeah.
It was pretty miserable.
I was there.
Yeah, it was a pretty miserable night. Victory formation for the Cardinals as they take a knee and they approach 1 minute on the clock to play here at Colerain High School on homecoming night, where the Colerain Cardinals are going to walk out with a victory over the Sycamore Aviators by the final of 27-7, move their 2019 record to 5-1 on the season. A good win, a hard-fought win, an excellent performance on both sides. Penalties were kept mainly in check, a couple there towards the end of the third quarter that certainly you don't want to see, but at the same time they happened. I think that's going to be the last play of the game. It is. The Cardinals line up. The Aviators get to the other side of the field so they can join their teammates and shake hands as amicable gladiators on the field of battle. So, final score, Colerain 27, Sycamore 7. Cardinals move to 5-1. Sycamore falls to 3-3 on the year. Next week, join us as the Colerain Cardinals, as we previously mentioned, travel to Hamilton, where I will hand it off to Brian and Brandon Wyatt. And they'll take you home for the next 2 weeks, and I'll see you in 3 weeks, along with Mike Rourke and Frank Legible and Jason Helfrich. I'm Chris Simonitis with WeAreColerain.com. Thanks for tuning in, and see you next week.